Hello, and welcome back to Isfjell, where this week we are deciding all choices in and out of game by random rolls of dice. Down to whether we run a trailer, whether I kill them all, what game system we're playing, everything. It's all down to dice. Anyway, before we begin, do we have any announcements, anything anyone wants to share? No?
I got some awesome free dice from Murder Hobos.
I killed a priest.
That's not a company and not just dangerous people.
No, it's an actual company. They've got somebody there that's making dice, so I figure I could give her a shout out. They're pink with little hearts in them. They're pretty sweet.
Oh,
Aww.
She just comes
I saw
across.
them. They look really cool. Yes. So.
You shared them on Twitter, didn't you?
Oh yeah, because we forgot to do them at the end last time. The general announcements is if you want to see more exciting games, this channel also has on Tuesdays, I believe, Black Death, run by the delightful Tam here. In some direction down there. That side?
To your right.
That side. Tam down there. Which is Tam. What is Black Death?
Black Death is a show where we murder priests, apparently, and it is a mix of gothic horror and eldritch horror set in 1348 London during the start of the Black Plague. So unicorns, rainbows, and hags.
And make sure you have enough tissues, because tears happen.
I try not to cry, but it's very difficult.
And on Mondays, our friends over at Bova, what is the channel called and what is going on over there?
Concentration check. We have Garden of Eden at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Monday. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Twitch.tv/concentration check.
And roughly about an hour or so after we finish, some of our old friends who used to be Lawful Stupid have Party Foul over on their new channel, which I think is still on Saturdays.
Yes, it's still on Saturdays right after us.
It's been a busy week. Yeah, it's been a busy week at work. My brain is scrambled, so if I murder my players, don't blame me.
Totally
All right.
blame you.
Oh, we're blaming you.
100%.
Yeah, totally
okay.
blame you.
It's an ocean in the way to protect me.
Nah, we have planes.
Alright, so
And
last
fine.
time, 2 weeks ago, when we last played Isfjell, Kristara awoke from her brief stint impersonating a wooden boat and rushed in at the last minute to save Ira from almost certain death at the hands of the Gith Yankee. In a surprising turn of events, the party managed to overwhelm the Gith leader and terrify several of the Gith followers with a combination of transforming into a bear, threatening to murder them, and generally existing. The Gith leader surrendered, and following a series of negotiations, our party have agreed a temporary alliance with the Gith, with Gralian, their leader, and with Knight Quaith, his more angry second in command. Because while the Gith are here in Isfjell, with causing a lot of trouble, there is a more dangerous enemy out there. The Gith seek a weapon and they seek a tool to defeat a dread enemy that lurks out there in the darkness. Creatures that they speak of in whispers and don't like to mention the name of. Beings known as the Illithid, or the Mind Flayers. And our party has agreed to help the Gith and seek out the further fragments of the glass wand, which I believe Ira you currently have, yes? On your person. A deadly weapon of mass destruction that she's been waving around. And that has given her a vision of where she can find the next fragment. Far off in the west. In a land of great mountains and giant castles. A land known in the legends of Isfjell as Jotunheim, or Utgard, the realm of giants. And so, that is where our party has plans to head. But first, they have spent some time, the last 3 days, learning how to properly fly their boat, with instructions from the Gith and from their mechanic, a half-elven man named Varin. And now, 3 days later, with these lessons complete and your mastery of the boat being successful, you are preparing to set out from the Gith encampment up on the Bitter Ice and take some of their former prisoners down back to their homes. So, before you go, though, the leader of the Gith, Gralian, calls you all to him. Just to confirm a few things before you head out. So, gathers you in to his office on the Gith's main ship, this large black and red metal hulled and currently broken vessel, and crowds you all into this quite small cabin. Goes, right. So, I can't recall where we'd reached in our arrangements. Are you heading off without us, or are you sticking around to help us with the repairs of our vessel?
Well, we were going to go seek out the other fragments of the wand.
Yes.
While you stay back and fix the ship.
Yes. Well, it should only take us. It should only take us a week, maybe 2 or so, to fix the ship. I suspect finding all the fragments may take you a little longer. Who knows how widely they've been scattered. But when you do find it, if you could let us know, that'd be great, because we'll seek to join you once our ship is repaired. Let's see. And he rummages around in the drawer on his desk and pulls out what looks like a polished pebble with a series of symbols carved into the top. And he holds it out and says, which of you would like to take this?
No one wants it. I can hold on to it.
I'm pretty sure I already have the other one.
Ah, that does look like one of ours, yes. Where did you find that one? Actually, no, don't tell me. I have my suspicions. Well, 2 can never go astray. In case whoever's holding the first one falls down a deep chasm or explodes.
Are you insinuating that Torvald will explode?
Explode?
No,
Are these
look.
explosive?
Only if
No.
you're lucky.
No, they're not explosives.
You broke the DM.
Sorry. Sorry. The fish tank was making a very weird noise.
We had to pull the spare DM out of the closet there. So.
She heard something fishy going on. And...
Oh.
Sorry. Yes. Back into immersion. What's immersion? Yes, we've learned in the past that having one means of communication can go badly, especially when traveling by airship. All it takes is one unfortunate fall, and all ties are cut off. Yes, updates would be very useful, but it only works once a day, so no need to overdo it. Perhaps one of them you can use for daily updates and save the other for emergencies. If you do seem to be in dire danger, we would like to know where to collect the fragments you've gathered so far from.
You mean to say if we're in trouble, you would like to know how to help?
Yes.
I do believe that's what you meant to say.
Yes.
DM, I have a question.
Yes?
Is the gift talking to us in our head? Or is he talking out loud?
He is talking out. He seems to be picking up your language quite fast.
Okay.
He could always speak some of your language. Some of the others that can't. But you notice that the more time you spend with them, they definitely seem to pick up languages very fast.
Okay.
I do have one question before we depart. What exactly broke your ship this badly?
Well, a combination of factors. Entering the gravitational pull of a new planet is that the right word? I think that's the right word. Is always troublesome, but this time there were several complicating factors. There was the issue with the storm, and it seems that something out here in this ice didn't want us here. We were struck by lightning several times on the way down, and freak snowstorms. Your world is a particularly unfriendly one. It seems more awake in a way than others we've visited before.
Interesting. By the way, I assume I still have this frozen hand on my hand.
Yes,
It's only
you still very much.
days.
Yes, I forgot to mention it last session, but Adair still has like this red handprint on his forehead, almost like a cold burn or a burn.
Frostburn.
Frostburn.
Freezer burn. There we go.
A handprint of freezer burn. Yes.
So it wasn't any of these enemies you're fighting. It was basically our world trying to kick you off.
You could say that. Yeah, we have no reason to believe, well, until you mentioned it, that there were any of them living on this world still. But the fact that you have encountered one would lead us to worry that maybe they got here first. And if so, that they might be here with similar designs. And if they catch wind of this hunt, you may find yourself opposed.
So the one we met was disguised. Is there any way you could tell us to recognize or maybe identify these? You definitely have more experience with them than we did.
They can use their magics to blend in among the populace much better than we can. They do, however, wherever they go, subsist on a diet of brains. So it is best to look out for spates of unusual deaths. And for the main part, they like to dwell underground. So stick to the skies and you should be safe.
Aside from the lightning, storms, and crashing. Sorry.
Apart from the lightning storms and the crashing and dragons.
And turning into boats.
Yes. I think Varen's given you a few warnings about that. The general consensus is you should always take a break when flying a boat. Yes. I'm afraid I do not have any maps of your world, so I trust you know where you're going.
I have a map.
Good. Right. Well, I don't think there's anything much needed to tell you. You're taking the workers back south with you, I presume? The ones that want to go?
Yes.
Yes. The majority of our guards have departed. The ones that have not lost toes to being left standing around in the cold for hours by certain members of your party. And you see him glance over towards Torvald. Right, well. I believe Varin wished to have a word with you about something, but I'm sure it's nothing important. Well, keep in touch, and I look forward to seeing you in the future. Yes. Right. And he sits back in his chair and just dismisses you from his presence. So, aside from generally gathering up the previous gift captives, was there anything any of you needed to do before setting forth south? Presuming that you're flying back to Asulfjord, which is where you set off from, or are you going directly to Trellbro? What is the plan?
My thought was that we would be going to Asulfjord first to check on the dragon dissection, and then head out from there.
Okay, so depending on how you can easily get to Asulfjord today, spend the night at Asulfjord and then be in Trellbro probably by noon, by about lunchtime the day after, if nothing goes wrong.
Of course.
Sounds good.
So as you're sort of packing up and leaving, Varin, the half-elven engineer, sort of pulls Ira to one side. Sort of, Miss Ira.
Yes.
Your hair's looking lovely today, by the way.
Thank you.
I see you lot are heading out, depriving me of my best assistant. I've had it a long time, by the sounds of it. I had a little gift. Possibly not for you, actually. You seem to have a talent with the ways of the air and all that. But one of your companions might need this. It's seen me in good stead over many a long journey or many a drunken evening in Sharn. Yeah. And he pulls out this small silver brooch in the shape of a feather.
Ooh, that's very pretty.
Pretty and practical. If you the activation word is let's see, and he whispers an elvish word to you, which basically means stop. It's a very easy activation word to remember, because you only will need this in dire circumstances. Should you take a tumble off a high place, little bit of a send you floating gently down to the ground.
Okay, very cool.
I don't. Yes. Anyway, heading off on this. Do you still have it, by the way, on you?
Still have what?
The wand.
Yes.
Could I take a look at it before you go?
Maybe. And then I'll look at the bag that I've been keeping it in, and I will say, Mr. Bag, I need the wand just real quick, and then I'll give it back to you.
Make me a persuasion check.
It's a net one. Never mind.
The bag of holding remains sealed. The bag of withholding.
No, you can't see it right now, unfortunately. Not by my choice, by the bag's choice.
Ah, yes. Well, what a shame. What a shame.
Were you looking to see something in particular?
I had a theory about it. That was all. About its purpose and about its design.
Well, I've looked at it a decent number of times, so if you tell me your theory, I could potentially confirm or deny.
Well, I'm thinking that you may not unleash its full capacity. Even a fragment of it should hold a portion of the full power. If one were to spend a little time with it, maybe find yourselves in tune a little more, that it might have a lot to give you. But
yes, I've just not been doing that because Adair doesn't want me to do something bad. So, but I could.
Think of the potential. Really quite glorious.
I can look into it.
Really? Yes. I believe Gralian gave you one of his messaging stones. If you do discover anything more about it, you send a message via Gralian to me.
Of course.
Though don't say. Actually, that gives me an idea. He pulls out yet another shiny pebble.
Oh, cool.
Don't tell Gralian.
Okay.
Much better. I don't want him knowing the full extent of everything. Don't get all of these mixed up. You don't want to cross the lines and send a message to the wrong person.
I keep secrets very well.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that. Wait. Hang on. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yes.
Right.
I only say what's necessary, I assure you. So, but yes, I'll let you know if I find anything else out. And it's been lovely talking to you.
Yes. And good luck with the boat as well.
Yes, thank you. We'll need it, most likely.
So yes. Ira marked down yet another sending stone.
Cool, can do.
That's a sending stone telephone network at this point, and also a brooch of featherfall.
Okay.
Which is this silver feather brooch with some tiny writing carved in the back.
Cool.
Okay. So yeah, sort of got all your things, got things mostly gathered. You got a small group of former prisoners gathered up ready on the boat, and as you're preparing to leave, you see striding up to you, you see the second in command of the Gith, the woman named Quaith. As you're about ready to leave, and she stands there, hands on hips, looks up at you, and you hear this voice in your mind rather than out loud. It says very clearly, all right, if you even think about double-crossing us and running off with that thing for yourselves, I will hunt you down to the ends of your earth, or any world you may flee to. I will skin you, and I will use your skins as a sail for my new boat.
So
Understood.
you're going to hunt us down with a boat that's broken?
It will be fixed.
Never mind.
It will be fixed. No double crossing. Yes. And with that, unless you have any other business to accomplish on the bitter ice, you head south. It's quite crowded on your boat now. Like previously, it's just been like the 5 of you and perhaps a couple of passengers. There's a good sort of another 10 or so people on your boat now, and it's getting a bit cluttered on deck. Who is flying the boat?
Welcome to the Cloud Main Taxi Service.
As I'm going to start handing out ropes to like 2 or 3 people at a time. Tie yourself to the bench as I hand them the ropes.
We don't need that anymore, remember? We know how to do the thingy with the feet.
But what if the person flying gets tired and the magic stops?
I thought the magic thingy we needed the other boat for? Or do we know how to do it on this boat too?
It's supposed to work for all of their boats.
Okay.
The magic thingy?
The like keep your feet to the boat thing.
The
Yes.
What's it called? Gravity?
Yes.
Oh, you know.
Look. There's lots of magic thingies.
Foreign concept.
Yes, and then
you,
and
you
we
have
don't
a
have
gravity
to,
switch now.
Yeah, and we don't have to worry about checks anymore, right? It's just expend a spell slot.
Just once level 1 spell slot. And that will get you a nice day, peaceful, calm flying. If you're trying to like ever do maneuvers or like zoom places, then more checks and things will be involved. But for calm flying, it's fine.
So yeah,
Yeah.
he's flying.
I think all this should fly it.
Okay.
All right. So are you flying the boat, Aldous?
Yeah, I guess.
I'm gonna say there's no water around here. I know there's one of you who.
No,
So
I'm
it
okay.
was
I'm
failed,
okay
right?
with flying it.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, how fast do we want to get there?
Do we have options?
Yeah.
Should we test
You
the
have the
sticking
options
our
of-
feet to the boat deck thing first?
Yes. Let's test that first. I am going to sit in the chair.
Okay. You sit in the chair, and the weird feeling you usually get doesn't happen. You feel in control of the boat, and everything is fine. But you've spent the last 3 days, practicing and training and sort of testing that you know how to fly a boat. So with relative ease, you're able to head off southwards.
All right.
How high off the ground are you flying, roughly? Just for.
I am going to say about 40 feet.
Yeah, I was just more thinking like, are you skimming the ground? Are you up in the clouds? Or just somewhere in between?
About just above tree height.
Okay.
So we don't hit the trees. It's not a super far fall. And yeah. No, but really, how fast do you guys want me to go? Remember when we got
We
here?
obviously took the defensive boat flying course. Just always assume the worst is going to happen. Yeah.
Please tell me they put a sticker on the back of the boat that says "Student Flyer."
Student flyer. Yeah, we got to take that off. That was, that was one of the things to complete the course. Save some money on our insurance. It's all good.
All right, I want to try to activate that gravity field warmth bubble type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Gravity field warmth
Okay.
bubble.
Okay, so through a series of sort of fiddling with the controls and mental thought about it, you're able to turn on the gravity plane and the warm air bubble around the ship. And so as you set off south, although outside you can see there's a little snow drifting in the air, thick glare of white covering the ground, it looks a bitterly cold day. On your boat, it's a totally comfortable temperature.
Yay!
It's flying in comfort.
All right. So really, how fast are we going?
How fast can you go?
Do you don't remember? I could go as fast as the dragon.
I think
You
I
can.
was that day.
Oh, that's
I
right.
don't really remember the dragon fight too well. I think
You were awake when we flew after the dragon to get home. Remember? Because you wanted to check on your sister.
well, let's pretend this is a new experience for me, and you appear to be
Okay, I'm gonna do it.
Okay. So as I did say, flying normally requires no checks. If you're trying to zoom your way back down to Azelfjord.
So you said we could fly like 20 or 40 miles an hour or something like that?
20 miles an hour is the advisable pace. It's not a sprinting boat. This is a gliding boat.
Okay. Well then, I wanna try for 40.
Okay. Make me a charisma check, your spellcasting check, to see.
That's a warlock for you.
Live life dangerously. They give you an advisable speed sticker on the chair.
I got an 11.
Not exceed 20. Yeah, this boat doesn't want to speed up. It's just gliding along.
They put the
It's moving
governor
at
on
a
the
fair
engine.
pace.
You got a throttle
Somebody
rider
put
on
the
there.
safety on.
Training wheels.
Somebody put the safety on. I can't go any faster than this.
The huddle of innocent, inexperienced people on your boat seem quite amazed by this pace, to be honest. And you hear someone say, "It goes faster?" And someone else goes, "This is a long way up. I'm not sure I like this."
Aren't we only 40 feet off the ground? Well, this is nothing. You should have seen when we got attacked by the dragon.
And Rurik, who is the one who thinks this is a long way up, Rurik, you're the dwarven shoemaker who you picked up, goes, 40 feet is a long way up.
Not really.
Yeah.
It's not really a long way up, but it is a long way to fall. So stay away from the edges.
Aye.
Well, how many bones you think you would break if you fell off?
That's why I handed out the ropes.
Clutching onto their ropes. Even harder as they overhear this conversation, and Amalia leans over to Chris and goes, "The view is amazing, isn't it?
It's quite lovely, yes.
Really the most amazing view I've ever seen."
Yes,
Is it actually amazing? Can you please tell me if it's amazing?
Of course
I
it
feel I'm
is.
missing out here. Everyone's oohing and ahhing over the fact we're flying, but I'm not sure we're even moving. I can't feel us moving.
That's an improvement over our last experiences with this ship. At least we can't tell that it's moving.
Whatever you do, Amalia, don't look down.
Normally that would be great advice. Just don't lean over the edge, and Chrisara will put her hand on her shoulder and just sort of hold it so she doesn't get any ideas.
Why would I need to lean over the edge? I'm not going to see any better.
You like to do things even after I say don't do them. I'm not taking any chances. It's taken us this long just to find you.
Hey, I was keeping Kelda safe.
As I said, don't lean over the edge.
Right. Anyway, so, you spend the day traveling peacefully, and you arrive down at Asulfjord, Aldous' family home. You're greeted by Aldous' endless family of many brothers, cousins, second cousins, extra
Their
people.
wives and their children.
Yes, their wives, all of which I think are named at this point. And most of which names that I've forgotten. And I think the person who invented the names has forgotten.
Yeah. Yeah, the tertiaries I don't remember.
You're greeted, and Aldous' father sweeps her up into a big hug. And, like, oh, you come back with more people.
Yeah, I told you we'd save them.
Right, well, your mother's got dinner on. We might have to put a bit more in the pot.
The dragon meat, maybe? Were you ever able to do anything with the dragon?
Oh yeah, we got it's skinned. We've got the hide hanging up. Didn't really know what to do with it from there. We're thinking of trying to sell it. Well, if he doesn't come back, which of course you would. Try and sell it to traders heading down to Ulfborg or somewhere. You can get decent prices for these goods outside of Trellbro. But
Well, we're heading out pretty soon. We could try to sell it.
well, it's yours. You killed the dragon. Oh, my daughter killed the dragon.
Yeah.
Aye, Aldous the Dragon Slayer.
Okay.
That's what we
okay.
call her now.
That's the
Alright.
first time you've called me that.
That's not true.
Anyway, Calder's
Totally
here.
called you that last time. Totally did.
Oh yeah.
What's your new name?
Calder's here. Calder. Somewhere. I don't know where he went.
Calder is currently not visible. Surrounded by a crowd of family members and primarily his mother, your mother, who's checking him over for injuries, bruises, even though he is a grown man. But
Helicopter parenting.
you hear through the thing, you're staying here now, Calder. Not leaving. Calder's sort of resigned sigh as the overprotectiveness of your mother, Elder, seems to have switched a little from you over to your brother, Calder, seeing as he was the one who got kidnapped and you're the one that rescued him. You have gone up on the family capability scales.
I feel good about that.
But yes, you're able to spend a comfortable evening in Asulfjord, restock your food. A couple of your prisoner passengers disembark here because it's close to the areas that they lived in, freeing up a bit of space on your boat for transporting the large roll of white dragon hide you now own. So if anyone's keeping track of general major group processions, mark down hide of one white dragon, the claws of a dragon,
Hold on.
and miscellaneous dragon body parts.
That's fun to write down.
Yeah,
You
where
can't
could
get
that
specific
possibly
because
go
this is a
wrong?
family show.
Exactly.
I mean, if you want to try and take specific dragon parts, you can. I am not narrating what you're doing with whatever specific
Is there
dragon parts you're
dragon
taking.
jerky? Did they make dragon jerky?
I was literally just unmuted my mic to ask that.
Aldous, you know your family best. Would they
They-
make dragon jerky?
They would definitely try.
In
that's-
which case, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, there is dragon jerky. If you could take some dragon jerky with you as well, if you'd like. In fact, the stew you're eating that evening does have a curious flavour to it. Not like any meat you've ever really tasted before. So, very gamey.
It gets cold really quick.
Yeah, you get the bowl out and it's gone cold by the time you start eating it.
But they've countered it with chilies. They've added spices to it.
Yes, chili, the well-known staple of Isfjellian cuisine now.
Imported.
Imported from Chorus, yeah. Hey, it's fantasy. You've got dragons, you can have chilies. Yes. So, spend a nice, happy, and comfortable evening in Asulfjord. And the next day, unless anyone has any other major things to do in Asulfjord, you head on towards Trellbro itself.
I don't have anything more. We've done what we needed to do. Glad to get
Alright.
out of the family house.
Eee.
Just
Alright.
general stocking to make sure we have everything that we need.
So you head back, flying over the surface of Lake Blad. The water's frosted underneath you. Since you left Trellbro, it seems that winter's hit quite hard. You can see the snow covering the banks. The surface of the lake is mostly frozen over. And it looks like you're heading in for a bitter winter this year. And as you see, coming into view, arranged along the lakes of the shores of Lake Blad, the town of Trellbro, this quite small as towns go, the last decent-sized town as you head north towards the bitter ice in Isfjell. And as you're flying in towards the town, doors open, people start to sort of stick their head out, come to see what's going on. You left in quite dramatic fashion after your premature funeral. Probably about a week ago at this point. And so you heading back down into Trellbro. I guess the question is, who's flying and in what style do you want to arrive in town?
I flew yesterday. I'm not flying today.
I vote for arriving in the alive style. That's pretty much going to be my weight.
I don't think you want me flying it.
Wait, we're on the lake. Oh, it's frozen. Wait, we can heat it.
You can heat it. You can skate your way in.
Wait, that actually is a good question. With the heat that we are now able to put around the boat, is that enough to melt the ice for us to arrive?
Only if you're moving very slowly in order to act as an icebreaker. Like, it would be slow progress. But yeah, you can, if should you wish, use this magic to be a magical ice-breaking ship.
That's
Torvald could go ahead of the ship and break the ice with his axe.
Wait a minute.
Why don't we just fly in?
Why don't we tie both of you to the hull and let you both sit out there and handle it?
Wait, who's flying?
We can just land very gently on the ice.
Ira's flying.
I'm flying. That's fine.
Okay, so as Ira, as you're flying down into Trellbro, and as you very gently set the boat down on the ice, the boat's now sort of balanced on the ice, the base of its hull, and standing on the ice, slowly going to melt a little of the ice underneath it. The question is, Ira, once you've settled the boat down on the ice, what do you do next?
How close are we to Trellbro?
How close did you land? Up to you.
Pretty close. I mean, yeah, I think I'd land relatively close and then just kind of scoot a little closer to the dock.
The boat glides in towards.
You're just fingernails on a chalkboard.
Yeah.
No, it's more like a single ice skate.
Yeah, just kind of.
Just a little spin, a jump.
I'd like to do a triple axel.
Okay, for that one, we will need to make sure the gravity field on.
I think she's going to make you roll for it, too.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
How much does the Cloud Maiden weigh?
You can actually try,
How much does the Cloud Maiden weigh?
About 10 pounds.
Just enough to break the ice. Hi, I'm Torvald.
Wow.
Are you referring to the boat or to Ira?
I'm sure she's light as a feather.
Something like that.
Speaking of which, are you keeping the featherfall brooch, Ira?
I have it on my person for now, yes. I haven't decided who to give it to.
Okay, just check.
Yes.
Okay, so you glide the boat in, and you see there's a couple of other boats sort of frozen into the lake water. So you can sort of pull up between them, like
Parallel park on ice.
and you see striding down from the main hall, the Earl of Trellbro and his wife Hildegard striding down to greet you. And the Earl, the look on the Earl's face is a look you're familiar with by now. It's a mixture of relief, trepidation, and an expression that can only be described as
I think they call that exasperation.
That's the word I'm looking for. I've forgotten the word. An exasperation as he sees the bane of his life approaching. Otherwise known as Cressar.
Torvald's gonna use thaumaturgy to make his eyes spark like lightning as he walks up.
You're back.
Aye, we're back.
And he looks over the boat, scanning over the various things. And it looks like you're successful. Marley, good to see you again. You too.
Were any of the
I wish I
people
could say
from
that.
Trellbro that we saved?
Yeah, Amalia, a couple. Most of them were not dwellers in Trellbro itself, but you prevented the attempt of kidnapping Trellbro.
Right.
Most people who were taken were people who were travelers or hunters out in the mountains of the north of Trellbro, who were picked up out there. Yeah, so the Earl greets you and goes, "Will you be staying long?"
No.
Oh, what a shame.
I am actually going to turn to the people who are on the boat. So you can either stay here and get to wherever you want to go, or I think we're stopping one more place if you want to hang on until then.
What's the other place?
Sorlingsby?
Are we going somewhere?
We'll get off here. And your various passengers start departing the boat. Rurik shakes your hand and says farewell. Says, if you ever need a good price on shoes, just mention my name. And the Goliath that you'd picked up, I believe, would probably have departed ways back at Asulfjord. Or the closest to head back to their home tribe, or at least start looking for them, because Goliath are known to move. So, tracking down the tribe. But yeah, the Earl seems relieved to see you're not staying, and then it goes, actually, is there anything you require whilst you're here? Don't say the word.
Well, we have been gone quite some time.
Your boat's not ready yet.
Good on your deal.
We're working on it. We're working on it still. It's only been like a week. You've got a very nice boat.
We don't really need another boat, Cressara. I don't know why you're harassing him.
Shh. He promised. It's mine by right. I intend to see that he delivers. Whether I need it or not is irrelevant at this point.
I mean, I'd thought you'd bonded with the Cloud Maiden pretty well, so...
We'll have a chat later.
Right. Well, I've myself been I don't suppose you're going south, are you?
Does it matter?
We're going west, I believe.
I've been summoned. The High King of Isfjell has summoned his earls to him. Grand meeting, and I was wondering if you were going that way, whether it would be possible to commandeer your vessel for a while, or
Are you gonna pay
take
us?
a lift. Oh yes, I will pay you.
How much?
Let's see. Transport. How much is the going rate for transport down to Ulfborg? How long would it take?
How much coin have you got?
Don't know.
Four?
I can probably pay you 10 gold pieces.
We'd be delighted to have you aboard, I'm sure. You can sit next to me. We can bond during the journey.
We're going to Ulfborg?
Well, if you would take me there, I would.
We do need to stop at
What do you
Solensby
for?
first.
We're, according to Aldous, as she said, we're stopping in Sorlansby first.
Is that strictly necessary? The
It
weather's
is.
been awful around there recently.
It's
I
been what?
would. Bummer.
It's been what, did you say?
The weather's been awful around there. They've got a bit of a snowstorm going on.
It's probably that blasted Olwyn Fey creature.
Yeah, that's concerning.
All the
Then
more
yes,
reason to check
that's
in.
that's more reason to go.
How much gold did you say?
10.
I think I heard him say 15, Torvald, did you not?
Aye, that's what I heard.
I heard 15. Of course we'll take you for 15 gold pieces.
Make me an intimidation or persuasion check. This is Kristara. I think I know which way this is going.
So Aldous is pulling out the map and looking at where approximately we're going. Can you please ping it?
Okay, so you are in Trellbro. You're heading to Solensby, you said, next, and Ulfborg itself is down here.
Oh, okay. All
It's
right.
south of Isfjell.
That's
As for where you're going in the long term, this is the extent of your map.
Yes.
You know there are lands beyond, and you have a vague idea of some of the names of countries and lands further west and south. You do not have a map. Of where sort of the general world. Okay. So, unless there's would you be heading to Solensby straight away, or will you spend the night and rest up in Trellbro?
How long has it been?
It's only noon the next day.
Yeah, you can.
And we
you
would
can
get there before nightfall, I think. To
Alright.
Solensby
Well,
if we try.
Torvald would just want to check in with Skard in the smithy just to see how things are going. And
Yeah. So if you're sort of checking in, and if you're taking the Earl with you, he's going to take some time to gather up his belongings and his entourage, ready to head south. So, should we say you're spending the rest of that day in Trellbro, sorting things out, catching up, and that sort of thing?
because it's going to take how long, you said?
Well, it's going to take the Earl a couple of hours just to gather things up and sort things out, because, you know, when you're Earl of a town, you can't just leave on the drop of a hat when transport comes up. So you could wait for the Earl and then probably reach Solensby after nightfall, or you could head off to Stormsby the next day. Up to you.
Well, it should only take us like 2 hours to get there, right? So.
Yeah, but it's sort of halfway through the day. Nightfall is quite early. It is winter. You're quite far north. When I say nightfall, we're talking more like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. It gets dark quite early if you're quite. I'm putting an axial tilt on this world because I like it.
Because of science?
Because of science. And yeah. But yeah. So for those of you from more southern hemisphere climes, yeah, when I say nightfall, I mean about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Should
Yeah,
we
winter
attempt?
here in California hits 5 p.m. So
I'm trying to think. I can't remember how far north or south various bits of America are.
Well,
All right,
America
and then
covers a lot of
Torvald. So Torvald's gonna check in with Scard, and then I also wanted to. I have like a bunch of gems. I wanted to like swap them out for like diamonds or something.
Okay,
That's what
you will
Karen
not
wanted
be
to do.
able to buy diamonds in Trellbro itself. You'd have to go down to markets in Ulfborg, speak to traders there, or head up to the mountains and take a trip to see some of the miners up there.
Okay, so we're going to
Trellbro's
Ulfborg
not
anyway,
really
so
good.
I'll check.
Yeah,
when I'm there.
Trellbro's not really a major trading hub.
Gotcha.
It's mainly furs and goods that come through here. But
So Torvald will just check in with Scard and see if he can do anything with any of the dragon parts.
let's see. He'll sort of look them over and goes, I mean, I could make a nice handle for something, or I could make a blade if you're after like a. Not. I mean, I can work with bone, but it's not my favourite material.
Nor mine, I understand.
But yeah, I could make a nice handle for something. Or what were you thinking? Did you have something in mind?
Nothing in particular, just seeing if there's anything you could use. We've got a lot of the hide and claws and such.
Well, I'll give you some time with I can try and make something. You sticking around?
Not for very long. We're going out to the land of the giants. Should be interesting.
You know, I remember the days when it was you, Torvald, stays at home at the forge and makes good craft, and me out, fighting and adventuring, and seems we've had a bit of a switching of places these last few years.
Well, that happens when you live multiple times longer than a human. You're an old man now. Your knees aren't what they used to be.
Hey! Who are you
You know I
calling
mean it
on?
in the best way possible.
Just don't be gone too long. I'm only human. I won't live forever.
I understand that. We'll do our best, but we're not sure what we're going to run into, so... There's a lot of things I never thought I'd see that we're coming across, so... We'll see what happens. Hopefully I'll have a few stories to tell you over some ale.
And I hope you better come back, because I can manage this place on my own, but I miss having a friend around.
I miss you as well.
So, the land of the giants, eh? You mean actual giants, right? Not just, he holds his head up to his own height.
Hey, careful. I'm pretty sure I could take you now.
I'm pretty sure you could. But doesn't mean you should.
You know I won't.
No.
You saved my
Well,
life. I can never pay that debt back. Well, take care of everything while I'm gone. And I can't think of anyone I'd rather have in charge.
Oh, no. I mean, I can't either. No, I don't know anyone else who would run a forge with such skill as me.
Well, I can think of one person, but they're a little busy fighting giants and such.
Oh, that guy, no. Can't trust him. Can't trust him with anything. gets wandering off, gets lost in the north. Well, just as long as I have to have another funeral for you this year. One was enough.
Aye. That was definitely an interesting day. Or week for you.
Yeah, well, stay away from fairies.
Well, I'm trying. They're trying to get us to go to Sorensby.
Oh,
You've heard tales, haven't you?
well, of Sorensby in general, yeah. I mean, that place is weird.
Well, it's not all bad. There's definitely some good people there. I mean...
Oh, I didn't say they weren't good people. I just said they were weird.
Well, last time we were there, we fought a transforming thing and all of these ravens, and I don't even know what happened. It's kind of a blur, to be honest. But...
Right, well, come back safe. And how's things with the lovely lady in the armor?
Ira, you mean?
Aye.
Well,
She's
I
very
think
keen
they're
on
going...
getting very nice armor.
Well, nothing's happened, if that's what you're saying.
I wasn't prying. I was just asking how she was.
I know you. You were definitely prying.
Oh, come on. We don't get much to talk about here. Well, actually, we do. It's been quite an exciting month. But normally...
Well,
It's not like
a gentle
talk
dwarf
about-
never kisses and tells, so...
Aye.
You can keep asking.
Alright, well. Come back safe.
Aye. And then Torvald will give him a little bit of like the materials from like the leather, the hide, and maybe some claws or teeth or whatever he thinks he can use. See if he can make anything out of it.
You'll have a go at it. Good. By the time you get back to Trellbro, well, it depends how long you're gone for. We have revolutionary. I can't say words today. No, I give up.
Revolutionary?
Revolutionized?
Yes,
Revolutionary.
weapon making. By the time you get back, I think it's the proximity to the forge that means I can't talk anymore.
You've made a totally new way of producing weapons using the hot stovey thing.
The hot
Hot
stovey.
stovey.
Alright. So, you're heading to Solensby, everyone's favourite village. And you can see... Are you attempting to fly to Solensby or ice skate?
Let me look at them.
You could probably fly there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a sensible way, but I was just offering...
We'll fly. I mean, we could ice skate if we want to.
Just
Okay.
remember, we've got Sigurd and a couple of his people on board.
Yes. You are accompanied by Sigurd and 3 of Sigurd's men. Whose
Who all
name...
is left on the boat at this
Ah.
point?
Just us and Sigurd and his men.
Okay.
Everybody else decided to disembark.
We
at
dropped
Trellbro.
off everyone. Okay, cool. Goodbye, Dan.
The shoemaker dwarf stopped off in Trellbro, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Rorik.
Rurik, yeah.
So Torvald would have also like had him try to maybe help Scarred out a little bit with working with leather, I guess.
Yeah,
Since
He said-
probably has experience with that.
I've got an idea. It's shoes, but made of like dragon skin.
Yeah, and then you put the claws on the toes. Yeah.
No, just don't take all of the dragon skin. I want
We
to
just use very little bits of it. It has to be really like small shoes with not much material to them. Made of dragon skin.
You should put little bits of the claws on the bottom of it so that it taps when you're dancing, Torvald.
Yeah.
Tap shoes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more of a Feywild ballroom kind of guy.
yes. You're heading towards Swornsby the same day. That was the decision in the end, yeah?
Yes.
So,
No.
No?
No.
Oh yeah, no, it's the day after. It's been a long week. Okay.
We don't have
so
any
that-
business in Sorlinsby. We should just fly right over. And
That-
get to Wolfmorg.
We have to check on what's going on. Apparently, there's storms happening over there.
I wonder why. Maybe it's because we took something from a different plane of existence.
Well,
into
then give
our
us
world.
a chance to fix it, Torvald.
or it could be, winter.
Or, weather. That kind of thing.
All right. So you're waiting till the next day to go to Swornsby. Yes.
Unless we
You're
can
gonna
get
say-
there before it's dark.
No, we won't get there before it gets dark.
So
I'm gonna sleep on the boat.
the boat's warm. It's actually quite pleasant. So Aldous is sleeping on the boat. Kasara, you actually have a home in Trellbro, so and Adair. Actually, no, I was going to say Adair. Presumably, you were living somewhere, but I'm fairly sure you were probably living up a tree or a
Yep.
hedge.
I will find a new tree.
Torvald would have, if they're staying the night in Trellbro, he would have gathered some of his homemade ale and brought it to share with everyone.
Alright.
Before I
So-
settle down for the night, though, I do want to check in with Healer Sloan.
Ah, yes, Healer Sloan. So, you head over up towards Healer Sloan's house, and she is there. She is on this plane of existence.
Yay!
She's happy to see you, and you see that she has cleared the massive mirrors that were hanging around her room before away, and you see that her house is back mostly to order. There's still a couple of stray mirrors on surfaces. Did you have any particular business with her? Or?
I kind of wanted to see if she had any, potions or tonics or healing salves or anything of that nature.
Healing salves. Off somewhere dangerous again?
Probably.
Well, I've got a little bit of a. Got my tonic wine in.
Okay.
It's a good pick me up. Let's see what else I've got. The wizard over in Swornsby did send me an experimental brew up. Would you like it?
What does it do?
I don't know.
Okay.
I've not opened it.
Oh, okay. Well,
And she brings out this large wooden box that is tied round with rope several times with a big sort of warning label on the top in her writing saying, "Do not open. Please take it. I
okay.
don't want it in my house. I don't know what it does. I don't know why he sent it. I do not want any of the potions that man makes anywhere near my house."
Okay, well, we're going to stop by his house. We'll find out.
Okay,
what
could
they
you give
do.
it back if you don't want it?
Yes.
And tell him to stop sending me things.
Okay, I see you've returned most of the mirrors.
The Earl's wife came round and was very insistent on having her mirror back, as were most of the other residents.
Yeah. Did you figure out why your cupboard? And I point to the cupboard next to her room. Why does that lead over there? Or did you fix it?
I've not been able to, it still does it occasionally. But it's strange. It's only done it a few times. It seems to do it more in the morning. If you come back tomorrow, I can show you. But yeah, it doesn't seem to work very well in the evenings. It seems a bit. I've not gone over there very much though. It's particularly inhospitable part of the Fae, it seems.
Yeah, we might
And,
have to...
and some small thing keeps trying to sell me things every time I go over.
Oh yeah, that's the seller of things. He's got some nice stuff. I have a mirror that I bought from him. And I show off the little mirror I have.
Oh, that's very pretty. Maybe I should get one off him. Maybe that would work a little better for communication. Have you heard from her recently?
I've had a couple of dreams, and I've talked to her once through the mirror. But I've only tried to talk to her once through the mirror, so it worked.
Ah, interesting. Yes, maybe that's the answer. I get a mirror from the seller of things. I'll be able to contact her more regularly. She's still giving you magic?
Yeah, I feel different, and I think she gave me another couple of spells or something, but I haven't had a chance to try them yet.
Oh, what do they do?
I open up the book that Sloane had given me. That is my spell book. And I flip through it to the pages that my patron had last marked. And I read what she wrote into it.
And you see, well, I don't actually know what spells you have, so I hadn't gone to checking. So you see those spells written there in neat cursive writing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fascinating. Fascinating. You should definitely try that one out. That one looks...
Yeah, well, there's this one, and I point out specifically the reverse curse.
That's always very useful. You don't want to be carrying curses around with you.
No, I don't think so, but, yeah. Do you know exactly how it works? Because I don't 100% know. It just...
Well, do you remember when the Earl bought that vase off that shifty Varneckian trader a couple of years ago? Oh no, you weren't in Trellbro at the time. Anyway, the Earl bought a vase that made your toenails fall out repeatedly, and so you just lay it. That's the spell. You just lay your hand on, and ta-da! No more toenails falling out. Lifts the curse.
Okay, would it maybe help reverse, I don't know, curses of nature?
I mean, it depends how what we're talking about here. I mean, it's not going to, I don't know, rid an entire land of a curse, but I mean, if you've been cursed by an angry druid, then yes, that should help remove it. Have you been having troubles with an angry druid?
No, I haven't. No, there's just thinking of ideas on how to use it. Other than the very obvious, somebody points at me and curses me kind of thing.
Well, the worst curses are the ones that take a while to realize. They creep up on you. These insidious feelings. Faye are very curse happy. And
Okay.
cursed items and all that sort of thing. Yes, but I wouldn't know without knowing this without knowing the specifics.
Okay.
But I think it also might help with werewolves.
Werewolves.
Werewolves. You know, people who, when the full moon comes out, turn into a murderous wolf monster. Have you heard of them?
I've heard the stories, but I didn't think that. Wait, those are probably real, huh?
Yes. They're not so common here initially. If you head further west, they are. They do tend to turn up, especially in the Hexog Forest. But the moon does strange things over there.
Okay. Thank you. Is there a way I can talk to you when I'm not here? Like how I do with the mirror and...
There's spells for that sort of thing, but I don't know any myself, so, and
Okay.
can send messages to people you know or are familiar with, but
Okay, well, I will,
Really
I guess, keep an eye on...
it's very slow, but letters do get places eventually.
Okay. Well, I will keep an eye out for any of those spells. Because...
Alright.
Okay. Thank you.
Alright.
This box. I'm gonna pick up the box and leave.
Alright, so as you leave Sloane's hut, what's your perception again?
Passive
Yes, passive.
is 11.
Okay. As you leave Sloane's hut and you head back down towards the rest, you catch a glimpse of movement in the bushes beside you, but before you can get a closer look, it's gone.
Okay. I am going to try to look closer, take a couple steps in that direction, but I'm not gonna, go too far into it.
Make me a perception check. Although, what's
17?
whatever made the sound is gone, but you do notice in the snow a set of fresh paw prints heading off through to the bushes and down. They look to belong to some kind of mammal, probably about this big and roughly badger shaped.
Okay. In that case, if it looks like
Otherwise known as a badger.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if it looks like it might be the badger that was caught and released in the area, then I most definitely would just head back to the boat.
Alright, you head back to the boat where ale is flowing freely and
How good is
good
the
evening.
ale?
Well, it's your ale, isn't it?
It is.
What kind of ale? I mean, is Torvald luxury ale or a bargain ale buyer?
Oh, no, he made it.
Oh, he made it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm trying to think what the appropriate skill is for how good is your ale.
Oh no.
Too good. He's frozen. It was very strong.
Probably something like medicine. I don't know.
Yeah. No.
Kind of a medicine, self-medication.
Make me. Is it intelligence to make it? I say intelligence. Make me an intelligence check. Unless you've got proficiency from a brewer's kit, in which case add your proficiency.
I do have a brewer's supply.
In which case, add your proficiency.
Okay. Well, at least it won't be negative then. Oh, geez. It's a 4.
This is not good ale. This is not nice ale. This is bad ale.
As I get back on the boat, does anybody hand me a cup of that ale?
Of course. But, Torvald would know it's bad.
Yes. Are you still giving it to your friends?
No. I think he would have passed it out, and then when he tried it, he'd have been like, "Ugh, that must have been sitting there too long. I'm sorry. This is embarrassing."
Wait, I can do like I did back in Sorlinsby.
Well, get to it then.
All right, I'm gonna. I will touch the cask and hit prestidigitation, and that lasts for an hour. So it tastes great for an hour.
You're gonna pay for it
hangover.
later.
After the first hour, it won't matter anymore. It doesn't matter what it tastes like.
Right, so Aldous the Ale Fairy strikes again.
Starts
He's
like
fine,
cult
good
people worshipping her.
Magic! It's magic! I mean, people do have magic around here. There's not... People with magic aren't super common in Trellbro, and especially those who... I think what... You know what? Amalia can probably make ale taste nicer as well. Someone points in the right direction of it. But whether she would...
Maybe
Torvald.
just her mug.
Torvald,
Yes,
you make really great weapons. You might want to stick to it.
This is not typical. We were away for a long time, and it must have been during the process of... I don't know.
Making it?
Well, I guess, yes. That would be...
Uh,
During the fermentation process, and he's trying to, like, pinpoint, like, what exactly happened, but he has no idea. Just trying to make stuff up.
Torvald's not the smartest dwarf. I believe.
No,
Is it
he's
8?
not. He's not the smartest dwarf. He's very wise, but he's
It's
not
'cause
very
he's
Below
smart.
average.
it's because he drinks his own ale and he's burned out all his brain cells.
He used to be smart.
He was a genius.
Cycle. Okay. So you spend the rest of the evening drinking, and you know what? Because this is, despite the flavour alteration, really bad ale. I'd like all of those drinking Torvald's terrible ale to make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Am I on the ship, or did Chrisara go back to her house?
It's up to you if you're there hanging around drinking this.
If ale came out, she probably started drinking it. So
Alright.
I've got a dirty 19.
You're fine.
Dirty 20.
You're good.
what are we making a dex? That's
13.
14.
It's Constitution.
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 Unless you're trying to dodge the
Dodge
alcohol. The alcohol's a little dodgy, but I don't think that works.
Okay,
Oh, waving a mug at like. All right. Ira, are you drinking? There.
I got 13.
Ira doesn't partake, but she's sure it's lovely.
Okay. So for the rest of that evening, until you've had your long rest, you're poisoned.
I was beginning to feel that way.
And Chrisara, what did you get?
15.
You're all right as well. Just a dare. The rest of you who are drinking are fine, but yeah, a dare you're starting to feel the effects of this strong, but it tastes really good. But there's something underlying off about it. Yeah. So as the evening progresses, a dare. Partway through the evening, as you drink flowing freely, you see a squirrel watching you, perched up
And this
on a
is
branch near the
unusual.
boat.
I'm used to that.
Yeah. So the squirrel hops a bit closer. A there, Treeborn?
Is he pink or brown or black? So just kind of trying
Red.
to... Oh, red.
A there, Treeborn? Message for a there, Treeborn?
Yes, that would be me.
I've got to actually check how long animal message could be. This is Harrian. Harrian has a message for you. Let me just check. Is there a word limit on animal message? I should have checked this before.
I think there is, but you're the DM, so you know. I would never think to correct the DM on anything.
Oh no, doesn't seem to be. All right, so Actaea, when are you coming back? There seems to be a slight problem in the forest. Something dark seeping through from the Kethri forest. I've gone to investigate, but could do with your help. If you get this message, please send a reply by the same squirrel. Let me know if you can come and help or not. Worried that the circle may be corrupted. End message.
I'm gonna push the button number 7 so that I get the envelope. How long ago was this sent?
This has been sent probably about this is the extended version of this spell. This is probably sent about 4 days ago.
Okay.
I don't think you should trust it. It sounds squirrely.
It was a little nutty.
Oh.
Yeah. And that was a bit corny joke. So.
Also, I like how now that
Joe, can we continue?
Animal messages an A to Z guide of signs and omens in the natural world. I can see your screen. Actaea. The secrets are out there.
I was looking it up because you said there wasn't, and I was like, well, I was going to take a look, so oh well.
Yeah, no, I
Sorry about that. Didn't mean to kill the map, everybody. My apologies.
no. I just thought I'd warn you in case you start Googling how to kill all of other player characters.
I already know that. I'm just looking it up, sorry. Okay, message back. I will try if I can. Try not to die too fast.
Try not to die too fast.
End message.
End message. And the squirrel, hop, shuffles its tail, then scurries back at the tree. You see it hopping from tree to tree along the shore, heading west.
Does Torvald notice that Adair is poisoned?
Adair seems really to look rather drunk and is talking to a squirrel.
Adair, you doing okay, buddy?
I don't think I'll try any more of your L, my friend. I'm going to go find some purgative herbs. I'll be back in a bit.
Are you feeling sick?
I'm feeling half dead. I just found myself talking to a squirrel.
You were talking to a squirrel? What did it say?
It said that my assistance is needed. There's something dark moving into the woods.
Well, that sounds ominous.
It seems to be a matter of life and death, and the message is 4 days old.
Well, should we gather everyone up and go check it out?
I would love to do that, and I must say that you're taking this very well. Considering I've obviously been drinking your ale and I'm speaking to a squirrel, but I will take that in good stead. And believe that this is
I told you I would trust you more. I'm a man of my word, or dwarf of my word. Also, sorry about the ale. I know it wasn't very good. And Torvald's gonna lay his hand on Adair's shoulder, and this like electricity is gonna kind of go into his body and kind of purge out all the poison as he casts Lesser Restoration on him.
Okay.
Oh,
so,
thank you.
Adair, you are no longer poisoned, and you are also no longer drunk.
Oh, thank
it's
you.
Not
That's
the first time I've had to do that. I'm sorry.
That's I would have liked that warning about an hour ago. Oh, that's a much better way to solve that. So. I think I may be off ale for a while.
Understood. We should take a page from Ida's book. And just not drink at all.
It's quite fun.
I don't think we should go that far. I mean, There are limits.
We can always get wine.
Well, can you turn water into wine too?
It's a great trick for wedding.
Book. She pulls out her book and starts looking through it.
Aldous is Recipe Book of Miracles. Bad ale to good ale. Water to wine.
I mean, you could probably take.
Talking cat.
I don't think you could probably make water taste more like wine. I mean,
That's true. You could flavor it like wine. That's interesting.
it's a good question.
Have the flavor of it, and
Just
not
like wine
effects.
crystal light.
Yeah.
But you can
Have
tell
the flavor of
everybody
it, but it
real.
won't.
You should just start your own business. Start a tavern where you just and they just all act drunk because they think they're drunk, but you just serve them water that's flavored like wine.
Oh, water with food coloring in it. Berry juice.
There you go.
A little bit of.
You can
berry
also change the
juice.
color of it using prestidigitation.
That's
I don't know.
Nice.
All right, forget this hunting wands. We're just gonna start a business.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kasara is a bouncer. No one ever dares come in.
No one dares come in. It's an
Alright,
anti-Adair bar.
What are we gonna do about your pest problem?
Oh, I know you're heartbroken, but I would appreciate if we could maybe cancel our trip to Sorlinsby.
I don't know if we can do that.
Wait, we can't not go to. We can't not go to Sorlinsby. I now have a box that I have to return to Felix, and I want to look through his books.
So everybody's gathering around at this point, which is cool.
Yeah,
I don't mind.
It just happened.
I like the idea that Aldous has heard none of the previous conversation. She just heard we might cancel our trip to Sorlinsby. It's just like come running up.
Well,
We have to go to Salisbury.
I'm sorry, but I received a message from my friend via a small red squirrel, and I really feel that he needs help.
Are we not going to Ulfborg anymore?
Actually, that's probably best. Where on the map do we need to go? I pull out the map. Spread it out. Where?
Is the forest? Yeah, it's the big green forest off to the west.
Okay. So actually, Sorlinsby is on the way to the forest.
Whoa.
Oh no! That's terrifying.
There you go. Boom.
Now there's somebody in the middle of that town who just got impaled by a steel spike from the sky.
His name was Eric.
Oh no!
Eric,
or Dave.
Oh
Or
no,
Dave.
not Eric the goat.
Oh no! Yeah. I
No.
forgot there was an actual Eric in Sorlinsby. Sorry, Eric the Goat
There's
is
Eric
now
in every
the
single
back.
place we visited.
My life is so bad. Anyway, okay.
Oh Jesus.
Oh man,
okay.
he was the
Sorry.
greatest of all time too.
Okay, so actually Sorlinsby is on the way to the forest and Ulfberg is not.
No.
So I look up where's the Earl? Where's Sigurd?
The Earl is currently back at his own, hall. We can send a message to him or nip over and tell him.
we could just leave without him.
We could
Warren
fly
said-
over and drop him out with a rope.
Well, that would take
We'll
us way
save
out of the
you.
way. Wait. How fast do we want to fly there? Because flying is the only option now if we're going to get anywhere fast.
How fast are you willing to try to go?
As fast as I can.
Well, we
Uh,
need to get to Sorlinsby and the forest as fast as possible. we just leave the Earl here and just go.
Okay.
He was a bit saucy when he came up to us anyway, so I'm not feeling too charitable.
It's about
I feel
100.
bad about leaving without telling him.
I don't. I still want my ship. We can't all get what we want. Maybe if he built ships faster, he wouldn't have this problem.
We'll just let him know a squirrel told us that he needed help, and he'll understand.
That
He
sounds
bars the gates and never lets us back in.
I mean, when you put it like that,
I mean, gates don't do very much when we got a flying ship.
Yeah.
You can just go right over them.
I think Adair
Okay.
at this point is looking at everybody trying to determine are they actually believing him or just putting him on? Because he can't believe everybody's just agreed to go with this so easily.
Well,
I roll up the map. I put it away, and then I'm gonna pour out the rest of the ale that I've been nursing because it's starting to taste foul now, and I don't want to get sick. And I'm gonna be grab my cloak, and I'm going to sleep. I'm probably flying in the morning.
Has he already paid us?
not yet, no.
Can we trick him into paying us and then leave without him? 15 gold, I could commission my own ship.
I'm not sure you could get a ship for 15 gold.
Commission. Start
Well, we're still stopping in Sorlinsby, aren't we?
it. Absolutely.
Well, we can drop him off that far and then just say there was a ship malfunction.
Could we just push him off?
I've got a brooch that we could put on him and push him off. Yeah.
Could we just not use that and push him off?
He would be dead, most likely.
But if Aldous is flying, she's
If
massive.
Aldous-
We could lower the ship to a non-bone breaking height, shove him off, and fly on.
But I'm gonna be trying to go as fast as possible. So
Well, I didn't say he'd get out scot-free. I just said, he wouldn't break any bones, potentially.
He'd probably break bones, regardless of height. Because how tall is the boat, DM? It was like, what, 10 feet?
Depends. If up from the water, it's more like sort of the side's about 3 feet or so. If it's like standing like on solid ground, there's another probably another couple of feet. It's like it's got quite shallow sides. It's more sort of a long boat design rather than being like a.
Yeah, it's like a cog. It's a shallow draft, long boat, right?
Got it.
Yeah,
So it'd be
that's what
like,
I'm
what,
after.
like 6 feet?
Less than that probably, but
Less than that.
Well, majority rules, of course, but after the whole funeral incident, I'm not particularly helpful towards him.
you
Well,
don't have to. One of us can. And we'll
I
just
don't
tell
know.
him we can't. And then you know what? He rushed to prepare to leave tomorrow. He can just get a horse and a cart instead.
DM, it's about 9 hours down there, right? About 150 miles to Ulfberg. Is that right?
yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay. So, I mean, it's from Adair's point of view, it's been 4 days. So, some more additional travel's not going to change the life or death of the situation that much. So, it's up to you guys if you still want to drop him off.
I'd love to drop him off.
But Adair would be opposed to stopping in Sorlinsby for any length of time. More than an hour or so.
Are we talking about dropping him off in Ulfborg or Sorlinsby?
Sorlinsby.
Oh, well, in that case, it's only a couple hours. So.
Saves on time. But we do have to wait for the diva to get ready and get his things.
No, we don't. I'll go grab him now.
Yeah. Let's go in character. Wait. Well, why don't we just leave now?
I don't know. Wait, let's go in character.
Let's go. I'm going to take off the cloak because I was snuggled in getting ready to sleep. And I'm going to get out of the boat and stomp my way through the snow up to the long haul, wherever he's at.
Okay, so the Earl, you see, is up, awake with some of his sort of retainers, most sort of trusted members of the village, and his wife Hildegard, and you hear the discussion sort of, well, I won't be gone long, but if there's any trouble from any sort of raiding parties, not that there should be any really at this time, and mostly they should have heard the rumours that we've got some kind of flying demon ship protecting us, so they may stay away. Can I help?
Yeah, get your things. We've got to leave now.
Now?
Yes, we got an urgent message. We have to leave now.
Oh. Wait, urgent message? Who from? Is this something I should be concerned about?
No.
No, not really anything you should be concerned about, but we are going to make do with our promise to get you to where you need to go. But we need to leave now.
All right. I'll just grab my things. Let me just say goodbye to my wife and my son, and just in case, the dangerous journey. Now, what do you mean now? Like a couple of hours?
No, she
like
means
in the
now.
next 15 minutes, we've got to be on the boat. And I turn around and go back to the boat.
Or it leaves without you.
Oh, fine. Right. Hildegard, where's my cloak? My boots, not those boots, the best boots. Got to go meet a king, and I've got 15 minutes notice. A flurry of movement breaks out as people start running this way and that, fetching things for him. As he, and don't forget the king's present. We need the king's present. Very important.
I hear something about the king's present on my way back to the boat, and I go and stash the dragon skin so that he can't see it.
Okay. So stashing the dragon skin so he can't get any ideas. By stashing, are you sort of just covering it with something or hiding it under a bench?
I am going to hide it underneath the chair and cover it with a blanket.
Okay, so the chair itself is sort of attached to the boat.
Right. But I figured that there was like a chair on Fort.
What kind of aircraft service is this? There's no underseat storage? Is there an overhead bin?
I mean, bear in mind,
oxygen masks.
It's quite a lot. It's quite large. This bundle of dragon parts. You could probably hide it underneath one of the benches, but underneath the chair itself, you'd be a bit pushed for space.
Okay. Well, in that case, one of the two benches that is closest to the chair, and I'm gonna let. I'm assuming Adair, Torvald, and Iris stayed on the ship while I went, right? Okay, so we went to... Chrysara's making sure he comes, but they should be here any minute. He said something about a gift for the king, so let's hide this, and I gesture at the dragon stuff, under this bench, and not let him near it.
Well, what if he wants to purchase it?
He's only offering us 15 gold to get him to his location he needs to go.
That's fair.
Torvald, how big is the container that your ale was in? Or that the rest of your ale, your paint varnish remover? How big of a barrel? How big of a barrel? Will the dragon skin fit inside the ale barrel?
It's a good question.
Or the dragon parts.
Probably, yes.
Because I would love to dump that ale out right now.
Don't forget to rinse it.
It might kill the fish. I don't know. It might make Lake Blad never freeze over again.
Might be a good thing.
All right, so Torvald will pour out the.
Like
Torvald will pour it out, and all this is back at this point, right?
Aldous is back,
Alright.
but
Do you think you could do your? Do you think you could do your thing and clean this out?
Oh yeah. And I'm going to use my prestidigitation to clean that out as twice. Clean it out twice. Don't want that smell lingering.
It's extra clean.
Well, you
barrel.
don't have to. You don't have to be rude.
Adair's going to point over to the place on the floor of the boat where she poured out hers, and it's got this big white spot compared to the rest of the floorboards. No.
I'll go and clean up the ale spot.
It seems you're doing a good job. You could use this as like a industrial cleaner now. Sorry, Torvald, your ale's getting worse and worse.
It wasn't a nat 1, okay? I rolled a 2 on the dice. Thank you.
Hey, that one you start to get Felix levels of alchemy.
So that's cleaned out. What are we shoving in it again? The dragon parts or the dragon skin?
Whatever we can hide in it was what I was suggesting.
And I'll say between all your barrels and sort of things, you can probably hide all the dragon parts in barrels. And
Just
about
barely.
spare. And about 15 and a half minutes after Aldous spoke to the Earl, you see the Earl and his men sort of come hurrying down from the main hall.
Good. I'm helping to lash the last barrel in place, and then I'm going to go sit in the chair.
Okay, so as you take flight, you're heading. Are you heading straight to Ulfborg, or are you heading to Sorlinsby? I can't.
We're going to Sorlinsby first because I have to return that box of potions.
Okay, so as Aldous sits in the chair, expends a spell slot and takes flight south towards Sorlinsby, I think that might be a good point to have a break if anyone needs to grab anything. And we're back. All right, so the ship lifts off from Trellbro, and Aldous, in the pilot's chair, steers south towards Sorlinsby. And all of you can see that there is bad weather ahead. Clouds hang low over the village of Sorlinsby. As you head through the gathering darkness, across Lake Blad and southwards, you can see outside of your bubble of nice, warm, magically protected air that there's snow flurrying around. It's swirling through the darkness. And as you get closer to Sorlinsby, it is getting steadily worse. And the ground beneath you is covered with great drifts of snow, long icicles hanging from the trees. Enter this snowy world. And the Earl seems slightly concerned by this. He's been peering over the edge. It's getting deeper from last time we sent someone this way.
Isn't that
I'm
what
sure this is a... Oh yes, it's a little early in the year when not even in midwinter yet. So. And I've lost my Earl accent. He's getting posh and British now, and I don't know why that. The NPC voices are all over the place this evening. I've got half of them are supposed to sound like.
I am going to...
Are you sure this is the best way to be flying? Maybe we should avoid this place?
No, we need to. There's a reason why we're here. Sit down and please be quiet.
Okay. Yes, Captain. And
I'm not going to be flying too high because I don't want the storm to possibly blow us off course or into anything. So, yeah.
alright. So you're keeping quite low to the snowy ground. And you can see that as you're getting near towards Solonsby itself, you can see the tops and roofs of the house. It's just visible over these great drifts of snow, filling up the center of the village. You've lived in Isfjell all your life, Aldous. You've seen this amount of snow before, but you've not sort of seen it this early in the year. And this is a lot of snow, even for here. And there's a strange, deathly quiet in the air, the sound muffled by the falling snow. And there don't appear to be many people out and about in Solonsby. The only movement you see as your boat is gliding in towards the silent village is the flutter of wings from a raven perched on one of the bare branch trees. Flutters up from the tree towards your boat. Lands on your boat and then begins to transform. The twisting of wings out into arms until standing before you looking rather cold and slightly nervous is the form of Kiaran. One of the Hraffens of Solonsby. In fact, Kiaran, brother to Siggy Hraffen, previously deceased. And also the one who had his feet drawn around with chalk. Ink. Oh, I'm sorry. He had his feet drawn around with ink by Chrysara previously. He lands perched on the edge of your ship in human form. Yes. Aldous? Chrysara?
Yes.
Ira. Oh, Ira.
Yes, Kieran.
Something terrible has happened.
I've heard. Do you have more details?
Everyone. It won't stop snowing, and they're all acting very oddly.
Can you define odd?
Well, the drow, Helanthris and Felix, they've gone crazy. They won't let anyone leave, and they keep saying we should all help her, and she's just going around like anyone who disagrees with her. She's all sweetness and smiles, but then she's freezing people just by standing next to them, and I don't think she's good for this place. And she killed my cousin. My cousin.
Okay.
Did you deserve it?
I'm not sure she did it on purpose. I don't know. She killed my cousin. Turned into a block of ice, like all frozen solid through. Like,
okay. Can we land?
Tips of his feathers and the tips of his beak.
Yes,
Can we
I
land?
am going to actually try to land instead of on the lake or whatever. I'm going to try to land right next to their meeting house in the space right next to it.
It was called the meeting house, the trading hall.
Trading hall, yes.
Yes, that's the right word. Yeah, so you can land, and the fact that there is deep snow on the ground makes this a lot easier because you're able to sort of land the boat in the snow and not have to worry about it falling over sideways. Whereas, just to warn you, if you ever do try and land this boat and leave it on solid ground, it's going to tip over a little bit. It's It's going to tilt a bit. And if you leave the artificial gravity on, that's going to get very weird.
Okay.
So you settle down in the snow, the dark center of the village, near the trading hall. And everything is still calm and quiet, eerily silent. People don't like to go out at night anymore. She might be anywhere. She hides in the snow. She's always there.
Ira is going to just kind of bolt towards her hut.
Okay, so Iris is... When you say bolting, it's some waist-deep snow.
Yeah, I'm bolting as much as I can through waist-deep snow.
So, just to warn you, the snow account is difficult terrain, should that come up at any point, and Iris sort of trudging her way through towards her house, which is half buried between snowdrifts now. Ice falls around the door. And when you reach the door of your hut, you see the snowdrift sort of pressed up against it. The house itself appears to be intact. What would you like to do, Ira?
I'd like to go in.
Alright. Just give me a quick strength check to pull this door open against the snow.
I can tell you right now, it doesn't matter how strong you are, you wouldn't be able to do it.
This is a magical world with magical snow.
I've been buried in 6 feet. It's not fun.
No.
Strength check.
I'm saying with a bit of, clearing and...
That'd be an 18.
With a bit of sort of clearing, I guess you can use your shield as a shovel.
Yeah.
Or a sledge if you ever need it. Able to get the snow away from your door enough to heave your door open and see inside. The hut is pretty much as you left it. The interior undisturbed, except a lot colder.
No trace of
frost on the inside of your hut as well.
No trace of anyone?
No one inside there.
Ira will peek out and just kind of start trudging in random directions, just angrily.
Alright, Ira trudges off. Make me a perception check, Ira, actually, if you hear something.
That is another... Nope, 17.
I'm muted.
That's okay.
Silence.
It was fun watching you quietly go.
That's my trudging through snow mime, okay? As I trudge up, you hear voices coming from one of the houses not far down from you, the house that belongs to a woman named Leaf, and also possibly to her friend and housemate, a goat named Eric. It's unclear who actually owns the house with the goat's own property. You can hear hushed voices from inside of the house. Voices that you recognise to be that of Leaf and Eric, and you hear, I definitely heard something. I did. I can go and check. Eric, I don't want you going out there. Stay safe. It's probably just the ravens flapping around again. Or stay inside. Go check it in the morning. Whilst Ira's doing this little investigation, what are the rest of you up to?
I've gotten out of the boat as well, and I'm taking the box of potions with me, and I'm going in search of Felix's house. I'm keeping
Okay.
my eyes open, though, for anything suspicious, or if I see Elwyn, I'm going to tell her that we've been looking for her, and Chrisara is this way.
Okay, make me a perception check as you trudge up towards Felix's house.
That would be 14.
All right. So as you trudge up, you see a few flashes of movement from a couple of the houses as you pass, like shutters twitching open for a moment, someone just peering out, and then shutting the shutter quickly again. It's clear there's people around, but they seem to be staying indoors and staying quiet. But as you reach up to Felix's house, you can see there's light on shining through the windows from inside. But it seems strangely quiet and calm. There's no strange coloured smoke issuing out of the chimney. There's no sounds of chaos from within. There's light shining, but it seems eerily quiet from what you'd expect.
Okay.
And this path has been cleared in the snow up to the door. Like snow drifts pushed to one side. And also cleared from some of the flower beds in the front garden.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go into the cleared space because that's a lot easier to walk through. I'm going to knock on the door.
Okay. So as Eldest knocks on Felix's door, and Iris, off at Iris' house, just to establish the other three of you, where are you guys?
Well, Chrisara, are you ready to admit I was right?
Over my dead body, something has happened. And Chrisara will just yell out as loud as she possibly can, Owen!
Okay. All right. So you yell out for Olwen. Snow around you sort of flutters and flurries, and you hear the wind pick up as this flurry of snow moves towards you. Adair, are you still with Torvald and Chrisara?
Yes, I am. I'm just standing by,
Okay.
looking disdainfully at Chrisara, trying to make excuses for the fact that we know people have now died.
This flurry of snow forms in the air in front of you, and then slowly it coalesces into the form of Olwen, this slender, pale-skinned girl with white hair, this slightly tattered, pale grey dress, and a bright red ribbon tied up in her hair. And she forms up out of the snow in front of you. Kasara, you came back. Hi.
Of course I came back for you. What? And she'll rushes forward and hugs her. What is going on? Well,
Oh, no one's ever come back for me before. Make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh god, I love these dice. Okay, so that's 15 plus 2, 16.
You're able to shrug off the bone-aching chill as you get near to Olwen. What do you mean, what's happened?
Everything is encased in snow. Did something happen? Did someone attack you?
It's winter.
There's a bit more snow than normal.
Oh, I'm not from these parts. It always snows a lot where I am.
She'll
Usually.
smooth her a little bit, so you're okay.
I'm all right, yes. I'm good. The people here have been really nice, actually. They've been really helpful.
They haven't tried to hurt you. They've lied to you.
Well,
Why are you being so nice? She's killed someone.
It was an accident and we don't know that.
it was
Shut
an
up.
accident. I didn't realise. They kept that. I told them to. I told them to stay away, but they wouldn't leave, and then they just froze.
It was an accident.
It was an
Didn't do
accident.
it on purpose.
No, it was a mistake. And the mistake was bringing her here. We should have left her in the Fae where we found her.
Absolutely not. Don't listen to him. You're not going back.
I like it. I like it here. It's people here are nicer, and some of them they want to be my friends. They're helping me. They're trying to find answers.
To make this freezing stop.
Yes. I mean, they're working, trying to help.
And it can be done, can it not? She'll shoot Torvo the glare and look back to.
That's what the stories say.
What exactly was the story?
The story says that if a maiden can truly find love in their life and friendship, and then it will melt their frozen heart.
I have someone I want you to meet. And she'll turn back and yell for Amalia.
You brought Amalia with you?
She is still on the ship, isn't she? Did we bring her or did we leave her?
I thought she was, but I might have misunderstood.
I was assumed, but...
Yeah, so you've got...
But you know what happens when you assume.
No, that's all right. I forgot to establish the locations of Amalia and there are a lot of NPCs floating around. You have Amalia. You do not currently have Calder.
No, Calder was told to stay home.
Calder is currently being smothered back home.
I'm curious how the Earl's taking all of this.
Nobody cares about him.
The Earl is just watching in slight befuddlement and leans over towards her and goes, "Is Chrysara doing?"
I believe they call it talking. If you'd like, we could introduce you. I'm sure she'd love to give you a hug. Owen's a very friendly person.
I was told enough stories about fairies as a child. No desire to draw their attention. They bring bad luck.
Adair's going to walk
like this whole benighted place.
Adair's going to leave him talking and just walk over to Chrysara.
Yeah, so Amalia sort of follows the sound of Chrysara's voice over, and you see her shiver a little as she draws closer to Olwen.
Chrysara will put her arm out so she doesn't get too close.
Explain.
The girl in front of you. This is Olwen. I wanted you to meet her.
Very good to meet you, Olwen. I am Amalia, Chrysara's sister.
Olwen is someone that we found in the Fae and brought back. Apparently Torvald wasn't thrilled about the idea. But she was alone, and she needed company.
Hadn't she tried to mislead us and take us to the wrong place?
She was lonely.
I just wanted to be friends.
Olwen, I have a proposal for you that I've been mulling over, and I wanted Amalia to be present. Seeing as how you don't have any family, and you don't have a home, I was actually curious if you wouldn't like to stay with me. Here.
And Amalia... Hang on. You speak it's Primordial, right? The other one you speak. Mm-hmm. Amalia switches into Primordial. And leans out to Chrysara. Chrysara, we are not adopting an ice person.
We're not. I am. And she looks back.
This is a terrible idea.
I have an idea. I have a plan. Hopefully it will work.
You'll meld her.
Owen, I've loved you since I've met you. I've considered you family. You remind me of both my sister and my mother. I didn't get to know my mother much, or for long. She and Amalia were always closer. I was always my father's daughter. I was the Viking, and Amalia was more of the Dinvala princess. I know what it's like to not have a mother. My proposal is, would you allow me to adopt you as my daughter?
You would... Me? Yes. Of course.
Then it's settled. You have a family and you have a mother. And I won't let anything, where's it Torvald again, happen to you.
Of course. I promise to be a daughter to you. And where I come from, we seal agreements like this with a kiss on the hand or just cheek. It's tradition to seal a deal or a bargain or an arrangement or.
Of course.
She leaned to peck like a small, very freezing cold kiss onto your cheek. I need you to make me a charisma saving throw, please, Kasara.
Okay, hold on, it went behind the lamp.
Terrifying closer.
Oh,
Hold on, it went behind the lamp, everyone. Hold on.
Well, I wasn't going to touch it because then it looks like it cheated. But it rolled to an 18 with my charisma, so 17 with 18.
18. Okay. Good to know. So you feel this freezing cold touch. And you've now, maybe not permanently, but got temporarily imprinted the... It's very similar to the handprint on Adair's forehead. You've now got a faint sort of cold burn lip print on your cheek.
I was going to ask DM, how is my resistance or water affecting my being around Olwen at all? Does it not bother me as much?
If you're stepping up to Olwen, if you're stepping up close to Olwen, you're going to have advantage on the saves.
Okay.
I'll say against whatever is going on there. You've not really felt her cold as much as you did last time you met her. You can feel there's a chill in the air, but it still feels really quite pleasant. So.
Olwen, I would die for my sister, and I will die for you. No one will hurt you.
Well, at least you got one thing right.
Thank you. All right. Meanwhile, we go back to Ira, who had wandered off to investigate the Thornsby as a whole. You heard a few of the villagers talking. You can see back down at the boat the huddle of your companions and Olwen, but
I
what do you
trudged
think?
back. Well, I was trying to find Owen, so I ran off.
So you trudge back to join the others. All right. Aldous, you knocked on the door to the cottage of Felix the Wizard. And after a brief moment, the door opens and you see standing in the doorway this slightly disheveled looking, red-headed human man who you had encountered previously. Hello?
Hi, do you remember me?
Yes, I sold you some potions, right?
Sort of, yes.
How did they go?
They work okay. Apparently they work but at the end, like, some things explode.
Oh, always. Is it consistent?
No.
Ah.
The intention of what the potion was for was consistent, but the ending of it wasn't always.
Interesting. Sorry, I'm in the middle of something right now. Can I help you with anything now? I'm just in the middle of brewing
yes.
up some potions.
Yes, actually, I have here, and I've got the box of potions in my arm. Healer Sloan from Trellbro said that she doesn't need these. She doesn't know what the potions themselves do. And
I thought I sent a note with them explaining them.
she didn't have them.
Alanthris, have you seen the note that I said to put with the potions? And he calls back inside the hut, and a moment later you hear a voice call back.
Can I come in, please? It's cold out here.
Oh, of course you can come in. Take a seat. He ushers you into the warmth of the hut, and you see at the other side of the hut, the drow Alanthris rummaging through drawers and holding up a letter. Going, do you mean this letter? Because you did not give that to me. I'm not psychic, currently. And then he looks at him and goes, Aldous, right?
Yes.
You're back? What can we help you with?
Well, one, I wanted to know what these potions were and what they did.
That's none of your concern.
Healer Sloan gave them to me and said if I figured out what they were, I could use them or I could return them. I would like to know what they do before I return them.
Oh, well, they were intended for Healer Sloan and the people of Trellbro, but,
Am I not a person of Trellbro?
They're just, healing tonics for the mind to help through the long, cold winter.
Do I believe any of this?
Maybe an insight check for the obviously shifty drow trying to give you suspicious bottles of potions.
An 11.
It's hard to get a good read on him.
Can I read the letter that's supposed to go with this box of potions?
Oh, yes, of course. It's a letter, it's addressed to Healer Sloan, and it simply says, look, enclosed are some new winter healing tonics that should help you with any winter fevers, colds, coughs, or other ailments that might strike the people of Trellbro. We have dealt with the adverse side effects from the last batch we sent. Mostly. Signed, Felix. You notice that most of the letter is written in quite neat writing, and then it's scrawled Felix at the bottom.
Okay, so these are supposed to be healing tonic, right? For colds and what?
Colds and other winter ailments, and, you know, I have sneezes. I have miscellaneous diseases.
Okay, well
but anyway, if she doesn't want them, we'll keep them. That's fine.
Yeah, she doesn't want them. Chrysara was actually wondering if she could get any more of those potions.
Ah, yes.
She likes them.
If you recall, Felix, didn't you? As I said before, the main ingredient we are out of, right? Unless you bring us more parts of those creatures, I don't think I can.
Those are called, and I'm gonna need to whisper this part. Those are called mind flayers.
What was that? Mind flayers?
Yes.
So unless you can get me more of those mind flayers, because it's really, you know, needs a mind flayer spleens, a mind flayer brains to properly make that potion. But I've got a couple of other things if you're interested.
Sure. What are they?
He holds up a glass vial and goes, "This here will help you resist any cold weather or chill or that sort of things."
Have you been making that in bulk?
We've made a fair few doses. Yes.
Okay. How many of those do you have?
Got about a dozen or so.
Can we take them all?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Here you go.
Thank you. And I was wondering if I
And as he sort of hands over the boxes, you notice something interesting. Amidst the dirt and sort of smudges of mysterious substances that Felix has on his face, notice on the side of his cheek just a faint imprint, almost like a pale scar, almost lip print in shape.
What's that? And I'm gonna point at his cheek.
I'm not sure.
No, the mark. Under the dirt.
Exploding vial. Got a lot of hot potion to the face. Don't even dare. I see that look, Tam.
Okay. Before I leave, I was wondering if I could browse through your books for a minute?
Sure. They're not in any particular order, I'm afraid.
That's fine. I was just wondering if you had some
remedies. Alchemical texts, all sorts of things.
Spells and such.
Oh, spells. You want to look at my spell book?
If that's okay.
All right. Sure. And he pulls out a rather battered and tattered looking volume. It looks like it's been singed. It's been stained with potions several times. It's bound in this mismatch of leathers. It looks like it's been patched in one part on the front cover. He hands it over to you and goes, "Please be careful with it. It means quite a lot to me. I've had it a long time, and I write down stuff. I don't remember it all. Can't remember it all the time. So it's useful to refresh your mind at the start of the day, sort of thing."
Okay. I'm going to cast Prestidigitation on it and see if I can clean off the dirt off the cover.
Yes. You see him wince slightly, like, "Oh, careful casting magic on it."
This one was just to clean it off a little bit, read it better.
Oh, yeah. I think I learned that spell once. Probably should use it more often.
Yeah, it might help.
And the dirt disappears off his face, and you see looks much cleaner and tidier than normal. Goes, yeah. Oh well. Right. Just don't get in my way. I've got lots of potions to make.
I'm going to sit in the chair that he motioned for me to sit in earlier, and I'm going to page through his book.
Okay. So as I'll have a quick look what is in his book, as you page through his book. All right. Meanwhile, for the rest of you, Ira, you get back down just to see Krasara getting a little peck on the cheek from Olwen, who's standing before you.
Olwen.
Yes.
What's going on?
Oh, I think Krasara just adopted me.
Cool. I'm talking mostly about the weather. It's very
winter.
snowy and people are scared. I heard you killed someone?
Oh, that was an accident.
Okay, well, can you explain what the accident was?
The raven got a little bit close to me and then kind of fell over, so I went over to see if it was okay, and I picked it up, and then it kind of froze to death.
Okay,
Really sorry. I didn't realise it was a person.
that's fine.
It's very confusing here. The animals turn into people. The animals talk. The people turn into animals. It's all very strange.
No, yes, I understand. It's hard to get accustomed to. Crisara, you adopted her?
Yes, I did.
What does that entail exactly?
She's my daughter now.
Okay, but like, I'm the daughter of my mom, and I live a continent away. So, what does that mean for Alwyn?
She stays with me.
So she stays on the ship with us.
I have a slight idea I've been meaning to discuss with Aldous that perhaps we'll fix the freezing issue. That won't be a problem for us any longer.
Well, until we fix the freezing issue, I don't feel comfortable bringing her along, but I also don't feel comfortable bringing her here. I know it was an accident, and I know it's not her fault, but I care a lot about these people, and if she can't control the fact that it's snowing and people are scared, Alwyn can't stay here. But I don't want her to be with us if it's going to create... I have a wand in my bag that can, like... I mean, I don't know the details, but it seems like it could kill a planet or something, so... I don't really want a snowy lady on the boat if that's what's going on.
You have a wand that can kill a planet?
I guess so. I guess. I don't know. We're trying to figure that out.
Then I suppose if you can't stand the thought of being around her, then I suppose she and I can walk back to Trellbro where she's welcome.
Crisara, I was one of the people who was fine with it, and I offered a place for her to live. This is not me trying to be aggressive, but if I took someone to your home and it put Amalia in danger, wouldn't you want to remove that person? That's the same situation that's happening with me. I mean, I care about this party and I care about Alwyn, and I'm happy that you've adopted her, but I lived in Sorlinsby long before I met the rest of you guys, and they need me to protect them. And even though I'm gone, I wish to continue to protect them.
Torvald's just he's just like watching this happen, and he's just like smiling ear to ear while he's just like staring at Ira, like super impressed at what she's doing.
Aww.
And he knows that this is way better than he could have done, and way better than, like, he should just keep his mouth shut and let her keep going. And he appreciates that she compliments his weaknesses.
Oh, there's gonna be a wedding next.
Oh, get a cave already.
Or this isn't Game of Thrones, okay?
So Adair's going to walk up and go,
Not?
Could we take her to... we don't really have time. Up to the Bitter Ice. Maybe she could help the travelers up there.
It's already cold up there.
I suppose it depends on if Ira can stand to have her on the ship that long.
Maybe they could come get her. We have the stones.
I'm not the only one in danger if she's on the ship. We're all in danger, yourself included.
I'm fine. But I also have an idea. I will wait for Aldous to return before I make my decision.
Okay, fine. And Ira's going to walk off to the ship, and she's going to attempt to take the wand out and attune with it.
Okay. All right. So make me an attempt to open the bag of withholding, where you have very safely stashed this wand in a possibly the safest place you could have imagined.
Yes. Oh, come on, please. So 15?
Cassandra and the others, how close are you sticking to Olwyn, by the way?
Torvald's getting as far away as possible.
She doesn't want to freeze, so she's probably within like arm's length. Not like right on top of her, but just a bit, yeah.
Alright, make me another constitution saving throw, Cassandra.
Olwen's harmless, but I'll stand a foot away from her. Ira's mad.
Alright, Ira, bag is able to open the bag.
Yay, Mr. Bag. Thank you.
Torvald's also going to grab a couple of like cloak-sized sections of the dragon hide, and
okay.
He's going to put one on himself, and then he's going to walk over to where Ira is. I imagine she does whatever she's doing first, because I had to go.
Yeah, so Ira, you have retrieved the wand. You see this glass wand about this long, glittering, formed as a fusion of the two parts you've so far found, with it broken off on one end. And you're going to sit down and try and start having a sort of concentrating on it and thinking about it. And as you're doing this, Torvald is heads over. Is that right?
Torvald's gonna take the piece of the dragon hide and kind of drape it over Ira's shoulders. That was quite a persuasive argument you had back there. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. It didn't work. And if I had listened to you earlier, I wouldn't have had to have it. So I apologize.
No apology is needed. I understand how you feel. I had not listened to Adair before, and now I'm trying to, trust him a little more. But it's not easy when you've had things happen in your life, people taken away from you that you love.
Yes. I want people to be cared for, and so I wanted Olwen to be cared for, but now she's jeopardizing the other people that I want to care for. So, it's complicated. Everything's always complicated.
Aye, nothing's ever black or white. It'd be too easy that way.
Yes. Well, very true.
Go ahead. Oh, I thought this was... Were you trying
No, I was just opening my mouth. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I'll stay quiet.
There's only one thing I'm really sure of right now.
Yeah, yes.
What?
Well, what are you sure of?
Did I say that out loud?
Yes. I mean, I'm only half hearing you because I'm concentrating very hard. So admittedly, this conversation's hard to keep up.
He's gonna kind of like look down at his feet a little bit.
Aw.
There's only one thing I really am sure of, and that's that I want you to stick around. And I just feel like having you around just makes me a better person, and I'd hate to lose that. And I really enjoy your company.
Thank you. I know I've only talked about it briefly, but I don't have many people, and the people that I have encountered are mostly not kind. So to find this group and feel like I'm back among family again after years of not knowing whether my family is even alive is wonderful. So I feel the same way.
It's hard work, but that's what family is, I guess.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
We've got a lot of things that we need to sort out, but I'm glad we can do it together.
It's part of the fun. But yes, it's been wonderful dancing with you.
We'll have to do it again soon.
Of course.
What are you doing with that there?
So I know that it's a weapon, and I've known that it's given me visions, but I think if I can investigate it more and just kind of attune myself with it, I may be able to get better information on where the other parts are, or we could even start to use its abilities. I don't know. So I'm just trying to... I understand that for a lot of this journey I've been very talkative and very quick to act, and I've been fending for myself for a while, and I think now especially I've realized I am with a group of people that I care about, and there's something going on that we've gotten involved in as a group that's much bigger than us, so I'd like to step up a little bit, I suppose, and just work harder to protect everyone.
Well, I understand that.
Monster manual being pulled out is very great while I'm having this conversation.
That's where Olwen lives, in the monster manual.
Attention to the DM behind the curtain.
But I understand that. But just be careful, okay? I don't want you to do anything. We're not really sure exactly what that does. I don't want to see you get hurt, so...
Well, I'm happy to be taking the risk.
Torvald's gonna lay his hands on Ira's shoulder, and electricity is gonna go through her body. It's gonna feel kind of like warm and tingly a little bit as he casts guidance on her. I'll leave you alone so you can try to figure this out, but I'm gonna be right here. If you need anything, let me know, and I'll keep an eye on you.
Thank you, Torvald.
Okay, so Ira, as you're focused in on the wand, and it's going to take you a full hour to attune to it, but you were waiting for Aldous to return, and Aldous is currently flipping through books, looking through at Felix's selection of spells, which is quite extensive if randomly selected. There's a lot of spells in there that seem very sort of niche in application and potentially useless. Are you looking for anything in particular, Aldous? Rituals.
I'm looking for, anything that sounds useful. Like that sending spell that Sloan mentioned.
Are you looking for ones that you can use?
Yes, ones that I could use.
Okay, so you can only copy rituals into your book.
So yeah, rituals. So ritual spells or whatever might be useful for me.
Okay, so you flip through, sort of studying page after page, trying to find things that you think you can get a hold of. A lot of these spells, you can't make head or tail. They're not written in a way that seems to match up with your form of magic. You do find a couple that seem to be ones you can make sense of. And one that is the first one that sort of catches your attention, that you think, if I took some time over this, I could probably get my hand over this, is called Feign Death. And you read it through, and it seems to be a spell that can be used to feign death and make yourself look as if you had died, and also, whilst you're faking your death, give you resistance to various forms of damage. And it explains the ritual involving that will take you sort of 10 minutes. It lasts for an hour, and it requires sort of inch of graveyard dirt and various enchantments and chanting things over. So you see that one.
Mm-hmm.
And the next one you find also curiously seems to relate to corpses. There's a definite lean in this book towards things that seem to revolve around death to some extent or another.
Okay.
The second one is gentle repose, which prevents a corpse from decaying. And if you do want to try and copy these spells, it would take time and access to the book.
Okay.
So copying a spell into your spell book requires an hour for each level of the spell and 50 gold worth of materials to copy it across.
Okay.
So that would be more of a time-taking matter, should you want to do that.
What
And
is Felix and Elantris doing? What are they doing?
so Felix is busy measuring, pouring things from vial to vial, and measuring out potions, stirring away. Elantris sort of assists from time to time, passing things over. You see them both keep sort of glancing over to the door, as if they're waiting for someone. And you'd notice... Actually, make me a perception check.
That's a 9.
Okay. And that's about it.
Okay.
Although you did notice that the hole in the wall has been boarded, that you encountered last time, has been boarded up where the giant rodents had chewed out.
Are they paying any attention to me? Are they making noise?
They're talking. The air of chaos that was there last time seems to have faded slightly. They seem more focused on what they're doing. There seems to be an element of drive and focus on the potions they're brewing rather than the previous absolute unbridled chaos.
Okay, so they're not paying really any attention to me?
Not much attention. They glance over you from time to time. It's not a huge hurt.
Hold on. Evens I try, odds I don't. All right, I'm trying. I am going to attempt to very carefully and very stealthily remove the gentle repose ritual spell from the book.
All right, make me a sleight of hand check, please, Aldous.
She is going to whisper under her breath to every god, including and especially Lady Luck, to be able to do this.
Okay.
Oh my god, that's a natural 1.
There's a ripping of paper, and you see Elantris and Felix both turn to look at you. And there's this pause, and you see absolute horror in Felix's eyes and pure murder in Elantris's eyes. And we'll get back to you in a moment, Aldous.
This is the look she has on her face.
So which kind of character are you gonna play next?
Because just before we get back into that, just want to establish what's going on elsewhere. And Ira, I say that by this point, by the time Aldous is looking over, you've had time to focus and attune to this wand. And as you focus on it, you see again, flickering through your mind, visions, flashes, vast looming mountains, castles, a far distant land, this call to the west. Yes, almost as though you're swooping and flying. You see vast expanses of forest. You see multiple mountain ranges, wide rivers, stretching marshlands, and this call beckoning to you from this wand. And anyone who's around Aldous will see as the wand starts to glow in her hand.
Torvald, when Torvald sees that, he's gonna like stand up because he was like sitting down, and he's gonna kind of stand up and lean in a little bit.
And Ira, you are now attuned to this 2 parts of the glass wand.
Ooh!
As you see this, you feel so it lights up in your hands. It's bright light,
Yeah.
and you feel the unlocking of the potential within it. And
Mhm.
details I have sent you over for what it does.
Cool.
So for now, until someone confiscates your offer, Ira, you are attuned to this one. Used it wisely.
I'll do something like that.
Well, if it's
All
a
right.
weapon, she's going to use it for a coffee stirrer because she wouldn't hurt anybody.
So as this one
We're all
bursts into bright light, Torvald is going over to Ira, Krasara, and Adair. What were you doing just to get everything in one place?
I was discussing with Krasara the idea of doing something to get Alwyn maybe up to the bitter ice and away from these poor people.
Okay.
In a way that wouldn't take us away from getting going on our journey, which everyone said they were willing to do.
All right. You see the Earl and everyone starts back as this bright light shines out. And you see Olwyn just staring at it.
Olwen? Are you alright?
I'm fine.
Are you lying?
Are you asking me that or her that?
Her. Because you would lie that she's lying, so.
I don't tell lies.
Do you recognize that light?
If it's what I think it is, then we're in great danger.
What do you think it is?
There's a story. We have a story where I come from. It's a weapon that was used to banish the outsider. The weapon that was used to in the war of chaos. No, it can't be. It's a replica, surely.
What do you think it is? And I will try. Adair, help.
We don't have a name for it. It's the wand. It's the weapon. And see her take a couple of steps back away from Ira.
Sarah will take a couple of steps just to maintain the same amount of distance between them.
And as you're stepping back, meanwhile, back over in the wizard's hut, Aldous, Felix, and Elantha are staring at you. You have a split second in which to run, to attack, to try and make some desperate play. What are you doing?
Oh, most definitely. I didn't mean to do that.
Make me a deception check, Aldous.
That's a 15.
You see Felix sort of going, it's okay. I break things all the time. It happens on a very regular basis. Just be careful with the spell book. And he reaches to take it back off you.
I close the book and pass it back to him.
Elantha goes, not so fast. What exactly were you doing, even attempting to rip a page out? I know a thief when I see one. Do you know what we do with thieves where I'm from?
No, I really didn't mean to do that.
We feed them to the spiders.
I really didn't mean to do that.
I don't believe you. Now, however, I have no desire right now to make an enemy out of you and yours, but know this. If you set foot in this hut again, Aldous, I will find some spiders. I will feed them one of Felix's potions till they become giant spiders, and then I will feed you to the resulting giant spiders. Understood? Good. Now, go.
I will get up. And I will take the potions that they gave me. And I will leave.
Put those down. You don't get to take gifts, thief.
I dropped them on the floor and watched them shatter. And I leave.
Well, roll the initiative, Aldous. See if you can get it.
A 10?
A 10?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Elanthris gets that split second to act before you get to leave. And in that split second, he takes the knife he was previously holding and throws it right towards you.
Okay.
I don't know if that is going to hit, though. Does a 14 hit you?
Yes.
I'm so used to dealing with paladins with shields and 1,000 points of armor.
Mm-hmm.
So this dagger strikes you as you turn to leave, and I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
That would be an 11.
An 11. Okay. So you take 4 points of piercing damage from the wound of the dagger itself, and as it sinks in, you feel a little woozy. And you are now, I believe, if I hang on, let's check the DC on this. Apologies, I thought you were about to walk away, so I closed the book. Please hold, please hold. Talk among yourselves for 1 second whilst I look at my table of nice, friendly poisons.
I repeat, what character are you going to play next?
Oh, we'll see. We'll see.
You can play Olwen.
No. You feel a little woozy, but you manage to fight back against that sickness in your blood. Okay, it's your turn, Aldous. What do you want to do?
I want to remove the dagger from my body. Where did he pierce me? Shoulder?
I'd say sort of on the shoulder as you were turning to go.
And I'm going to look directly at him. How much distance do we have between each other?
Probably about 8 feet or so. It's a small hut.
Okay.
It's just out of melee unless you take a step forward. Give you that.
No, I know. I'm going to stay out of melee. I am going to cast Eldritch Blast at him.
Okay. Both blast?
Yes.
Okay. Roll me those attacks, please.
I've got 119 and 113. Both of them get a +7 to hit. So that's a dirty 20 and a dirty 26.
Those will hit, both of them.
All right. And that's 2d10. Well, 1d10 each.
1d10 each, and +4 to each.
Yes. So that is 114 and 9. So that's a total of how much?
23.
23
23.
damage.
This
And that's what's Eldritch Blast? Force damage?
Force. Mhm.
this crackling bolt of, was it green energy?
Oh, sparkling swirly green.
Sparkling, swirling green energy strikes Alanthris, and he topples back over the table in a crashing of glassware as he drops down to the floor of the hut. And Felix gives out this surprised and terrified scream, and the rest of you out downstairs, just as the one brightly lights up, hear from up the village this scream of terror and this blasting blast of noise. And Felix sort of turns to you, Aldous, and raises his hand and spreads his fingers, and you watch as 4 glowing darts form on the tips of his fingers and go flying towards you.
Okay. Can I use counterspell?
Yes, you can. What level?
I can only use it at 3rd level.
Oh yes, you are, because you're a warlock. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. 3rd level counterspell.
Yes.
Okay. He raises his hand, glowing his fingers, and nothing happens. Absolutely nothing happens.
No.
And he looks at you and his hands sort of down in horror, sort of hands trembling. What have you done? What have you done? And outside, the rest of you hear this sound. What are you doing?
Oh, and what was that?
One of them is dead. And you see Owen's hair flutters over in the breeze, and then she gets hold of herself and goes, I don't know.
What was that?
I don't know.
You went all weird. What was that?
Alright, anyone else doing anything? You've got about
Yeah.
6 seconds roughly to do something.
Torvald's gonna go. Torvald's gonna kind of go up to Ira a little bit and say, "What did you do? What was that?"
I don't think I did anything.
Well, then why did someone scream right when that happened?
Would you believe me if I said coincidence?
I mean, maybe. What? That's a pretty strange coincidence, don't you think?
Yes.
Would I know that?
Alright, Adair, what are you up to?
Would I know that Aldous went that direction from having been on the
Yes.
boat? Just okay. Hearing the scream, hearing the someone's dead, I'm going to shift into bear form and tear out towards that house. And if I make it there, I'm going to tear the door off the hinges.
Okay.
It's
Running
40
up.
feet normal.
Yeah, 40 feet if you're dashing, or is it an action to
Oh, I'm
turn
very
into a bear?
dashing.
Right. You come hurtling up through the snow, tear the hinges off the cottage door. Make me a strength check for the bear just to make sure, but I'm fairly sure the bear can manage this.
That would be a 16.
Yes. This tearing of wood Aldous, the door of the cottage has been torn off its hinges. You can see a bear in the doorway. Felix is standing there, terrified, looking at his hands. And Anther is sprawled, slumped over the table. It's your turn, Aldous. What are you doing?
I have started shaking because it happened very fast. I'm probably still a little bit woozy, even though it's not really affected me too much. So I step out of the bear's way, but just to the side of the door, so he can get in if he needs to.
Okay, you step out of the way of the bear, and Felix looks up at his bear in the doorway. The panic and sort of terror in his eyes at what is going on around him, and he mutters something under his breath, this slow start of an incantation. Unless you're doing anything, Albert.
I cannot do anything anymore.
Oh no, you can't. So a chill fills the room, and you watch as through the windows flying open as this battering storm of hailstones comes flying in from the snow outside. Swirl of ice and hail, and I need everyone in that, Felix included, and Bear included, so Aldous and Adair, to make me a dexterity saving throw, please. And as you're doing that, just jot things down, because Krasara, Torvald, and Ira go down the village at the boat. You see Adair go tearing up towards the cottage. You see this flurry of a snowstorm forming around it.
So seeing that, Torvald's gonna take off towards there and say, "Come on, let's go help," and just go as fast as he can towards there.
So Torvald is heading up. Just roll me an initiative, Torvald. Just what did you get, Aldous? Roughly, what's it again?
I received a total of 7 for my dex save.
Okay, no, I meant for your initiative. I can't remember what it was.
Oh, it was a 10. I was adding that to my name now.
Okay, so 7. Okay, Adair, the bear. What did you get? And roll me an initiative.
Oh, an initiative? Saving throw is a 13. The initiative was a 19.
Okay. Torvald, you've got a 9 on your initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Ira and Krasara, what are you doing about this situation?
Krasara grabs Olwen's hand and just tears off in the direction that everybody else is going.
Okay, roll me an initiative.
I finished attunement and everything, right? So
yes,
if I see everybody else
holding this glowing wand.
We're in Sorlinsby.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of if anyone would try to mess with the boat. Whether or not I need to. Krasara, do you want me to stay and watch the boat?
This is your town. I don't think anyone would steal from us, would they? We may need your help.
Probably not. And then Ira we'll find out.
Okay, Krasara, what was your initiative?
19.
19. Of course. Making me lose room on my board. And Ira?
I got an 8.
Okay, so back at the hut in this flurry of hailstones and snow, Adair and Aldous, you are both going to take 9. Oh, that was not too bad. 11 points of cold damage. That's why it's not too bad. I forgot the rest of it. 11 points of cold damage and 8 points of bludgeoning damage. And Adair, the cold damage is halved for you. As this blistering hail of ice and snow comes flurrying in through the windows, battering you. You see it battering at Felix too, but he seems to dodge out of the way of most of it. So Kristara is busy. It's taking about a turn to get up to the hut. So Kristara, you're running through. Adair, it is your turn.
I'm going
And
to.
Aldous, you will be up next with Torvald is running.
I'm going to attack with my bite and claws.
All right, you're attacking Felix. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Aldous has had enough troubles. I won't attack her. That will be that will be a 23 to hit with the bite, and a 16 with the claws.
Yeah, both of those are going to hit. Roll me some damage as this bear comes lunging into this cottage.
The bite is going to do 5 piercing. Can roll good on attacks, but my damage is a little low today. Oh my. And that's going to be 9 slashing with the claws.
Okay. That's, a fair amount of damage. These tearing chunks out of this wizard. Who, it's not armored. It's just in a shirt. And an apron for potioneering. And as you're tearing chunks through it, Torvald, you're sort of hurrying up through the snow to the hut. Aldous, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I am still shaking, but I don't know what. She's kind of in shock at what just happened, a little bit. The flash of anger right when he said leave the stuff and all of the stabbing is still going through her head. So but he's knocked down, he's on the floor. It hasn't registered that he's died yet. She's not gonna do anything to Felix because he just started doing a spell twice. No, she's going to hit him with Sacred Flame because she realized how powerful her Eldritch Blast was. Because the guy still hasn't gotten up.
No, he's still not gotten up. Okay, so Sacred Flame. That is, I believe...
It's a dex save of 15.
Okay, so this burst of radiant light, and that is a fail on his part. He's too busy dodging this storm of ice and snow and being attacked by a bear. Hang on, is it?
That's 2d8 radiant damage. I rolled a 7 and a 3, so that's 10 damage.
Okay, this flickering of radiant light over him now, and it's not looking so good. He's bleeding heavily. There's flames of light flickering over him.
I'm going to tell him before my turn ends. I am going to tell him, stop your magic.
Okay, Ira, you following the others running up to the hut. This glowing wand in your hand. So they're just going to take you around to get up to the hut. Which brings us back round to Felix's turn. As this glowing light flickers over him. And Alvin goes, "You killed him!" And raises his hand again, and you watch again as these glowing darts appear from his fingers and comes shooting out towards Aldous. 3 glowing darts and sink into you, and that is 10 points of force damage total. Aldous, as these magical besides, strike into you, and Krasara disappears from the face of the earth.
Oh no! She took Olwen with her.
It's a powerful wand.
The powerful wand teleported away.
We'll give it a second. If she doesn't come back, I'll put a temporary camera on.
All right. Ignore the temporary dimensional distortion. This is what happens. So we'll get back to Krasara's turn, who is about to be her turn, in a moment.
And Tiss froze.
And we lost Tiss as well. Is everybody else still here? Can we still?
I'm
DM now.
We lost you for a
Tiss
moment,
is back.
Tiss.
She's
Sorry.
back. Welcome back.
I wasn't hijacking the stream. Don't worry.
What have you done? Broken everything.
I only know how to GM Fate though, so if I take over, we're switching systems, baby.
Hey. I like Fate.
I've never played it.
It's
I
fun.
wish we could play Fate sometime.
I would love to GM Fate one time.
Yes. We have
Anyways.
like a special.
Back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Yes, back to our regularly scheduled game. I need everyone to make me a sanity check, please.
Really?
No.
Oh, okay. I was going to.
That's a Cthulhu thing.
Yes.
Oh,
but
I haven't played that either.
Feels like a scenario from that. Like, someone's gone crazy and started, stabbing and shooting people inside a small enclosed space. But yes, I think we have we don't have a Krasara back, but Adair, it is your turn.
Do I get 2 turns since I'm her camera too? No. Okay.
I mean, if you want, if you think Krasara would do, I don't want to control her. Let's say
I'm just joking.
WWKD.
Pulling on.
Yeah.
What
would
would
Krasara
a bit much.
She would probably adopt a monster.
Yeah, she would adopt him and hug him and everything else.
Yeah.
Since he has continued to attack Aldous, Adair is going to continue fighting, and then I'll get rid of my camera as soon as I roll with the bite and the claw. Yeah, both of those are pretty bad. That's an 8 and a 12.
Neither of those will hit, I'm afraid. Oh, there's 2 of them.
Sorry, I'm trying to do the camera. That's all I can do.
I'm joking. So, as Krasara returns, and as it is Krasara's turn, what would Krasara do?
Okay, you will have to fill me in on what happened. We had some speakers cut on, and it's paired to my phone, and it just killed everything.
So, Krasara, Olwen behind you, you run up to the door of the hut, overtaking Torvald on the way. He is a little bit slower. And as you reach the door, you see the door has been torn off its hinges, and inside this small house is chaos. There is a bear taking up a large portion of the space. There is an unconscious or dead drow sprawled over the table amid splintered glass. The floor is broken glass all over the floor. There is snow and hail scattered everywhere. There is a very angry, upset-looking wizard firing magical darts into Aldous. And what would you like to do?
I'm going to rage and charge the wizard.
Okay. Are you using your fiery rage as well, or not?
Where is everybody in proximity to me?
Close.
No, she will try to keep a handle on that so she doesn't unintentionally hurt her friends.
Okay.
What is it? Then I get to add something. And I think that's just 5. That doesn't hit.
5 total?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that does not hit. You only get 1 attack, right?
I get 2 attacks per turn.
Yes, you do. Level 5.
Try it again. That one's much better. That one is a 19, 20, that's 21.
That will hit. So is this with the maul?
Okay, so sorry, my computer's still going funky from that.
That's right.
I know I'm going to attack my maul. I just have to make the computer display. That's 2d6. And I get to add. Ah, there it goes. Oh my god, finally. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have a problem. Okay, it's 6 damage total.
6 damage. Okay.
Are you just doing one attack?
Huh?
That was an attack. Her first one missed.
Oh,
The first one missed.
So Krasara comes charging up through the door, angrily swinging her maul down, and Felix goes sprawling backwards. Crashes down onto the floor with a crunching of bone. And he is unconscious. Or maybe dead, depending on the effects of a maul-wielding barbarian.
She was pretty mad.
Well,
don't attack Aldous.
Pretty bad. Well, with that, I believe with out of initiative for the time being, I will keep this order just in case. But so Krasara comes running through the door, and Felix is down on the ground. Torvald and Ira, like moments later, you run up to the door and you see this scene out before you, the absolute destruction in this cottage. And 2 bodies lying on the floor.
So when Torvald gets in there, he's gonna immediately try to see if they're alive.
Okay, which one are you checking?
I am now slumped against the wall, sliding down the wall to sit on the floor, and since I'm leaning against the wall, there's a streak of blood going down too.
And I assume it's a very full room with a bear in here and 2 people. So yeah, I'm going to
like squeeze your way through.
as soon as what's his face hits the ground, I'm going to go put my paw on his chest and look at Aldous for directions on whether I stand up on him or not.
You don't get any response from me. I'm dazed. I am dazed.
So Torvald's going to he's going to try to check he's going to check Felix.
Okay, make me a medicine check.
All right, that's going to be a dirty 20.
He is just barely alive.
Okay. And then I want to check the other one too.
The Drow-Elanthrus?
Yep.
Alright, maybe another medicine check.
Alright, that's going to be a lot. 25. Well, 20.
He is
25.
dead. He is dead. There is obviously a large hole blasted sort of out of him.
There's an actual hole in his body?
Partially, like through his side, like he's blasted with this close range blast of arcane force energy.
All right. So Torvald's going to look around and say, "Quick, see if you can find any diamonds in here." And then as he says that, he's going to cast. He's gonna cast. All this looks pretty rough. Like pretty rough shape.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's taking everything for Aldous to keep her eyes open right now.
Okay. Well, Torvald's gonna cast a. He's gonna put his hand on Felix, and he's going to have the electricity come through and kind of like stitch him together a little bit and cast Cure Wounds.
Okay, so you watch as some of the wounds from the bear claws and the maul injuries begin to knit up a little. How many points is that?
That's going to be 11.
And he gasp, and Phoenix's eyes fly open.
Are there any diamonds anywhere here?
What?
Quick!
Oh god! Oh god!
Quick!
Where's she gone? Where's she gone?
Answer me or he dies.
Diamonds. I don't have any diamonds.
All right, and Torvald's gonna turn around and say, Aldous, get better right now.
Get off me!
He's gonna
Get
cast.
Off me!
He's gonna cast Healing Word on Aldous.
If he tries to push me off, the bear is going to push down harder. He is not going to get off of him. He is pinning him there.
Yeah, no, his that was a 4 from his strength in an attempt to try to push the bear off.
Aldous heals for 9.
If I roll a nat 1 and take the bear's bonus, it's going to outdo his strength, so I think he's stuck.
He's sort of wriggling ineffectually underneath this bear's paw. Let me up. Let me go. Let me go. Let me go. What have you done?
What happened here?
She killed him.
Aldous did?
She killed him.
Aldous, what did you do?
I was leaving, and he threw his dagger into my back.
So she was defending herself, and you thought you'd attack her?
No, she was trying.
I should have left you there to die.
No, that's not what happened. That's not how it happened. He told her to
Who
put
do
the
you
things
think I'm going to believe?
potions everywhere, and he got angry at her, and he threw a dagger, and then she blasted a hole out of him. She killed him, just like that. She was trying. I don't know what she was doing. They were arguing over my spell book or something. I don't know what was going on.
He attacked her first, correct?
I don't know. It happened fast. I don't know. She killed him. That's all I know.
Do I believe him?
There's blood on the wall behind me.
Make me an insight check, Adair.
That is going to be an 18.
He seems to be very distressed, and it doesn't seem to be intentionally dissembling here. Like, he seems genuinely distressed and confused about exactly what happened. It was all over in sort of a few seconds. As to what exactly went on here. But yeah, he doesn't seem to be being deceitful on purpose. He seems to be telling the truth as far as he knows it. As far as you can tell. Just you do something. You help him, heal him. I've got potions.
I already told you. Unless you have some diamonds, there's nothing I can do. I already
Just
tried.
Diamonds lying around. We're in the middle of nowhere in this godforsaken frozen wasteland.
Well then he's dead. I'm sorry for your loss. But he should not have attacked someone. How about thank you, Torvald, for saving my life? You'd be dead too.
Fine, kill me then. I'm not thanking you for this. Not thank you for this. This is... You broke into my house and... Also, what have you done to my door?
Alice, did you break into here?
No,
Why would she do that?
I knocked and they let me in.
No,
Why
not
do
you.
you keep
The rest of
lying
you.
to us?
I'm not lying. They had an argument. He threw a dagger. It's only a small dagger. He threw a small dagger at her, and then she blasted a hole in him.
Torvald's gonna go over to Aldous and inspect her, and try to see if he can tell how much damage the dagger's done. And
well, did you cast Cure Wounds on her, right?
But it only
healing word, yeah.
Yeah, he only healed me for 9.
9.
Okay, so you see that there is a sort of maybe a medicine check. See how.
Today is medicine check day for Torvald.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, that's only an 11.
You can see that her wounds have started to heal up, but you can see that it looks like she be a small piercing wound and these sort of scorch marks where the magical bolts hit her, but they seem to have started. It's hard to tell how serious it was because you have healed the wounds, but you could see that she was definitely hit by a dagger or a knife of some sort.
And it's still in there, or it's not?
The dagger's actually in my hand.
Gotcha.
So you can see it. Don't touch the blade. I think it was coated in something.
Like a poison or something?
Something. As the minute it hit me, I felt sick.
Torvald's gonna put his hand on her shoulder, and you're gonna have the lightning just gonna come through her body and kind of just purge any sort of poison or anything that would be in her system as he casts Lesser Restoration again.
Okay.
Yeah. So she wasn't actually poisoned because she made the save on it.
I did feel queasy. I did feel queasy, but I managed to just fight it off, I think.
Torvald didn't know that.
Yes.
So
It's a placebo spell.
It's a placebo spell.
Are you feeling any better?
I don't know. I don't know. Here, I hand him the blade like this so that he can grab the handle from me.
Torvald's gonna take the dagger and put it down on like a table or something. She had a dagger wound in her back.
Well, look, I think that's just custom where he was from.
That's not a very good custom, is it? To stab someone with a poison dagger because they drop some potions or something?
Look, I don't know. It happened. Look, okay, look. I won't hurt any of you, but...
Well, you're not in any position to be making threats, are you? I could squash you like a bug if I wanted to.
What? And you see anger flowing up his face again, like mixed emotions, sort of this furious anger and sort of...
I will press down harder on his chest.
Get this bear off. Just get out of my house, please.
Let him up, Adair.
I'll look at Torvald, back at him, and just huff dirty bear breath in his face. Kind of push off of him as I come up into the air and just shift back into Adair form.
Torvald's gonna put his hand down to help him up.
begrudgingly takes your hand, holds up to his feet.
Torvald's gonna use thaumaturgy, and his eyes are going to just start like flickering with lightning as he stares into his face. Do you understand? You're in no position to be making threats.
Make me an intimidation check with advantage, please.
Ooh, intimidation. It's gonna be an 18.
Back down a little. He looks he still looks angry. You can see sort of the gears turning, like as he's sort of making the calculations here, glancing from you with your glowing eyes to Chrysara with her large maul, still with a little bit of sort of blood and red hair stuck to it. Over to Ira in the doorway with this glowing wand, still brightly blazing away, and to the bear. It's fine. No threats. But I respectfully ask that please leave my house.
Where's the spell book?
In this chaos, and I think the spell book is probably lying on the ground amidst the broken glass, the shattered potions, and you see this quite clean spell book, soaking up a few potions in the corner.
Adair's going to pick it up and take it over and hand it to Aldous, and look back at and just scowl at him, daring him to say anything.
He says nothing.
All right.
So Aldous is still sitting on the floor. I think at that point she stands, the spellbook in her hand. She looks at it. She's gonna cast Prestidigitation on it, making it as filthy as it was the first time she touched it. She's gonna set it on the table, and she is going to put 2 silver pieces on top of it and walk out.
Ooh. And Felix watches her go and says nothing, but just stares and watches her as she departs out through the broken door of the hut.
Torvald's gonna turn his back to Felix and kind of address everyone else. All right, what do we do next? Should we get out of this place?
Yes, we should definitely get out of this.
What was going on with that book there, Adair?
Apparently that's what the original argument was over.
It's my spell book.
I'm going to take in primal savagery so my claws and teeth come out and point my hand at him. Silence!
And Chrysara, you see in the doorway of the hut, standing not far behind Ira, you see Olwen, just watching this entire scene playing out, just watching what's going on inside the hut.
Do I notice anything? Does she look odd? Does she look upset?
An insight check, please.
While she's doing that, if I could finish the other thing. So I'll look at Torvald.
Sorry.
No, I just wanted to, so I didn't want to leave it hanging. Look at Torvald and say, it was Aldous' fight. I figured she needed to end it, and I think she did rather well.
All right, then. We'll leave well enough alone, then. And then Torvald will just start walking out.
Alright. Kasara, what did you get?
13.
Alwyn is staring at you with sort of wide, shocked eyes at all the blood and the horror. She looks slightly terrified. What's going on? Are they okay?
I don't think that you're okay. I think there was some sort of argument, and it sounded like they tried to attack Aldous.
That's terrible. I'm really sorry. That's not a very welcoming thing for them to do.
You didn't do it. It's not your fault.
Oh, sorry.
It can't be helped as long as Aldous is alright. Did they ever try to hurt you?
They always seemed a little odd, but they never tried to hurt me. They just the elf was a little suspicious. Didn't really like me very much at first. Threatened to murder me and feed me to spiders.
Yeah, he won't be missed then.
No. Well, maybe. By some.
Aldous, are you alright?
Aldous had walked off. So Aldous is.
Okay, so she's already gone.
Yeah, so Aldous has
Yeah,
left.
I have walked past the cleared out space. I'm now struggling towards the boat, and I'm struggling.
Aldous has left the building.
I was trying to type it faster than you said it.
Aldous has left the big. If you're.
Yeah.
All right, so, Kasara, Ira, and Adair, you're still inside Felix has completely trashed house. Cottage, that's the word I'm after. Are you staying there, or?
Ira has been trying to casually stand around and wait for everyone else to leave. But didn't want to, make it obvious that she was waiting for everyone else to leave.
Adair will leave and head and try to catch up to Aldous and see how injured she looked, if she still looks pretty bad shape or if she looks survivable.
Yeah, and if Torvald comes across her too, he's gonna help her through the snow.
Okay.
As much as he can. Being shorter than her.
So Olwyn drifts along, sort of following behind Torvald and Adair as they sort of head away towards the boat. She, unlike the rest of you, she is not struggling with the snow. She just seems to walk on top of it with complete and utter ease. Just slightly across the ground. Kasara, are you picking up on Ira's sort of nonchalant hanging around? Or are you staying up?
She notices something, but doesn't quite know what.
So are you following after the others and leaving, or are you staying there?
She's watching Olwen suspiciously just to sort of see, because she still doesn't know what that little episode was earlier, and is trying to figure out the right way to question her.
Okay, so you following Olwen and the others. Alright. So Ira, it's just you left now in Felix's house. Felix is sitting down on the one remaining chair. The rest being smashed by a combination of magic and bears.
Ira is going to start attempting to clean up as best as she can, and just kind of quietly Felix, what happened?
Your friend came to visit. I was making potions, and I gave her potions, the ones I've been making for Olwyn. Olwyn, she brought me some back from. Everything's a bit hazy. I don't know. Have you ever get the feeling that like something's just not right? Like everything's just. He looks around like, why have? He looks around at the broken glass on the floor. He's like, I don't remember making most of these. I don't remember why I made most of these. I just apparently I've been sending things over to Sloan and Trellbro, and everything is hazy. But Aldous came over, and she was looking at my spell book, and then she ripped it or something. But it was an accident. But then Elantris got angry at her, and then as she was leaving, she picked up the potions, and Elle wasn't happy with that, and he threw a dagger at her, and then she killed him.
Has Elantris been acting strange or anything like that?
Everyone's been acting strange. Everything's been weird ever since she got here, and
Felix, we're taking her with us, and hopefully things will improve.
I don't know what she is. But
yeah,
take her away.
We will. And here I have gold. I mean, what can I
Keep
do
your gold.
to help you?
I don't want gold. This place in the blood prices. You can't just pay for a life by giving someone money. 2 silver. 2 silver.
Yes,
Felix,
I understand, but I want to help you, so how can I help you? I know I can't bring someone back from the dead, but I want to do something. I feel like it's my fault.
Yes.
I'm just trying to help. Please don't get exasperated with me.
Just go, please. Just go and take that monster with you.
Okay. And there's nothing else I can do.
Sorry, unless you can bring back the Zed, which is surprisingly easy. But bringing it back in the right way is really the trick here.
Yeah. Do you mind if I take Elantris with me?
Why do you want him?
If I can bring him back, I don't know. That's what you want, so I've got a wand that who knows what it can do eventually. Right now it definitely can't do that, but it might be able to do something.
No, leave him here. I can find a solution to this. I found a solution to things before. I can find a solution to this. There must be a way. There's ways. You see him look at the books up on his shelf. Sources of magic I've not tried before, spells I've not tried.
Just be careful, please. I mean, don't bring him back and make things, the wrong way, like you said.
No, I'm not doing that again.
Yes, okay.
Yes. But yeah, I can bring him back. Always look on the bright side, like you do, right? Got to be optimistic.
Yeah. Optimistic.
Yes, optimistic. Yes.
Let me know if you need anything. I'll make my way back and make sure everyone's okay in the future.
Yes. And he starts flicking to the spell book, and you see him sort of gentle repose, gentle repose, gentle repose.
And if you need to travel somewhere, if you can find another Stratus, maybe you can get a good boat ride. I don't know.
I'll give them your name. Thank you. Ira, you've always been good to us here, but I think it's best your friends left.
Yes. No, and I'll be going with them. So I'll come back. Please be careful. I hope everything goes better. I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. And if his
That-
fault, it is.
That means a lot. Ira will give Felix an awkward hug and then leave.
He gives a hugs you awkwardly back.
Good. That's what I expected from him. And then she'll trudge through the snow to catch up with everyone else.
Back at the boat, the Earl is sat on one of the benches, sort of foot tapping. I thought you were in a hurry. Now we're at the middle of the night, we've just stopped here, and I have no idea what's going on.
At
Well-
that point, I think I joined the boat, and I am looking terrible. I am going to go find a corner of the boat that nobody is occupying. I'm going to wrap myself up in my cloak, and I'm going to go fall asleep.
Okay.
Quick question: when I walked past Alwyn, did I feel any warmer with the dragon stuff on than I normally do?
I'll say yes. The dragon skin seems to be blocking out the chill from Olwen.
Like more than a hide of that thickness normally would?
Yes, more than a hide of that thickness. And I'll say that, well, it's wrapped in dragon skin. I'll say this is a dragon skin of cold resistance. With potential to become, more with time and work. At the moment, it's a very ungainly skin. But
You're just dragging it around.
indeed.
I'm sorry.
All right.
It keeps
So-
me warm.
Oh, no.
That was good. That was good.
Suddenly,
Seal of approval.
the dragon skin stops working. The magical powers fade completely. You see, the only problem with this item is it's deathly allergic to curses.
Son of a horde.
I'm going to go
All right,
sit down.
so
Adair's going to go sit down near Aldous, kind of in a protective, everybody stay the hell away. And he's going to lean over his shoulder and look at her and go, at some point, I expect to find out what really happened.
How fast did I fall asleep?
I'll kick you.
It depends. Well, how good are you at falling asleep whilst troubled with
With pain?
pain and severely troubled thing? I mean, Aldous is very good at falling asleep. It's her talent. So yeah, I'll sleep pretty fast. That you are out like a light by this point.
All right, I probably did not hear him say that.
He'd still say it.
Okay. So, the question as you return to the boat is, are you taking Olwyn with you?
Hell no.
Because she's following behind you up towards the boat. Sort of following behind Krasara now. Just like, are we leaving?
Well, we can't have you on here like that. You'll freeze the boat and we'll fall out of the sky. Torvald's gonna kind of take the dragon skin off a little bit and hand it towards her and say, try wrapping this around you and see if it'll do anything.
She wraps the dragon skin around her and it seems to trap the icy cold emanating off her sort of in within it. And while she's wearing that, yes, you're able to stand near her and remain unfrozen.
It seems to work.
Well, we can't take her with us all the way, so We better find some place for her to stay while we go looking for these pieces.
I can come with you. Can't I?
I don't think that's a great idea.
We can be one happy family, says Amalia.
That's what Amalia said?
Yes.
I thought she was not so into this.
The tone of sarcasm is
Oh,
evident
okay.
in her voice there.
I heard the
I
sarcasm,
heard that
and I'm
sarcasm.
asleep.
I can't hear it through the accent, sorry.
Oh, sorry. We're one happy family.
Amalia.
What?
There's got to be a way to break this icy curse or spell or whatever it is on her. You know as well as anyone what it's like to not have family. Or do you forget what you saw?
I remember. But, well, I lost my eyes. It seems that you have lost whatever remained of your brain. If you're going to insist on carrying it round, and she switches back to primordial again. Look, I've missed some of what's going on here, but it seems from what I've heard that this is some kind of fairy ice demon you have now adopted, Krasara. I am with Torvald here. This is a stupid idea. Phenomenally stupid.
Well, it's probably a good thing that I didn't ask your permission, seeing as how I'm the elder.
Oh,
Well,
sorry.
that
Not me.
You don't remember what it was like when we had nothing. And you want to just ban her and force her to have the same fate that we did.
I should have stayed with Varin and the Gith. At least listen to me.
I always listen to you.
Well, listen to me now when I say that nothing good will come of this.
Then what do you want to do with her? Do you want her to just be what we would have been if we hadn't found Trellbro? Nothing? Orphans? Alone?
I don't know, but I don't trust her.
Well, we can take her somewhere. Somewhere safe so she doesn't feel like
Look, I have learnt for many years that arguing with you is not worth it. I would storm away, but I think I'm going to fall off the edge of this boat.
I probably wouldn't catch you this time. And she just sort of snorts because she would actually catch her. She wouldn't let anything happen to her sister. Ever.
Well, so Owen sort of takes a step onto the boat, wrapped up in her dragon skin. And are you preparing to continue your journey south? Okay.
Torvald's gonna try to find Ira, walk over to her, and just privately, like so no one else can really hear. What do you think of all this? We can't take her with us, can we?
We can't leave her here.
Where do we bring her then? Can we get her back to the Fae?
I mean, that's the best thing I can think of. I could message, I could send a message and see if maybe she'd be useful back in the Bitter Ice, but I don't think they'd want that, trying to fix boats.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, no, me too. I don't know, but we need to take her at least for a little bit because I refuse to let her stay here.
All right, well, we'll try to find a place for her. But in the meantime, we should all keep an eye. Have someone watching her at all times.
Of course. Well, I think, considering Krasara has adopted her, that's a perfect job.
Well, she'll need to sleep sometime.
Mm.
But... all right. Let's get going. We've been here long enough.
Yes.
All this is asleep. Snoring.
Alright, so with all this asleep, who's flying the boat this time round?
I can.
I'd just like to know who's flying.
I can.
Not it.
The Cloud Maiden herself.
She's got some emotions to get out through the sails.
Oh no!
I'll feel ready for some turbulence.
I think we better tie ourselves in.
Oh, somebody please tie me down. I don't want to die.
Okay, so the sun has set. It is night, and you're setting off southwards towards Ulfborg. Correct?
Correct. That was our original plan anyway.
Unless Adair thinks we need to just...
He's just kind of stewing in his anger at the moment, so he doesn't care what we do.
Cool. Ulfborg then.
Okay, so as you set off towards Ulfborg, bearing with you the Earl and Olwyn, and 3 miscellaneous residents of Trellbro, who I will actually give proper names to.
Eric,
Dave, and
Eric and Dave. Rest in peace.
I think we need a Grom.
One of them is the Eric that you almost drowned in the lake with you previously. So one of them is going to be Eric, definitely. But I will name the other 2.
So one of them we saved his life. So he's indebted.
Yes, you saved his life. I mean, you did also potentially endanger his life in the first place.
Yeah, but we've saved it more than once, right? So.
Yes. So as you sail off southwards through the night sky towards Ulfborg, we're going to leave it there for today, and pick up next week with how things go in the capital of Isfjell. Well, if you make it there safely.
We'll see what happens.
What do you choose to do about Krasara's new daughter?
Mm-hmm.
And what the trouble is brewing in Adair's home. We'll find out next time. Isfjell, this has been an interesting session. It did not go where I expected it to go, and
No.
no, not in the slightest.